Okie dokie. Well, you can't see dark mode on this particular screen, but Roll20's got a cool dark mode, and I hope we get a chance to use it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody.
It is easier on the eyes, that's for sure.
And it's perfect, dude. It's a black and purple. Here, I'll just show the rolls briefly.
You're
It's,
easy on the eyes, Richard.
It's perfect for the aesthetics of this campaign. I love it. Anyway, here we are. Richard, it is your campaign, sir. Over to you.
Alrighty. Well, let's get right on into it. We started off last time on a time skip. With the recap itself took like an hour, so I'm not going to ask that people recap the recap, or like the recap of what happened, all during that time. But who would like to go over kind of what happened on the day of Ostara, last session?
So we picked up 4.5 months after the events of the last session. Everyone has kind of gone their own way a little bit. As I understand it, Audra has started creating temples to the Becoming and realizing her patron god's wishes by spreading the word.
Some altars anyway, or at least an altar, not temples at this point. That'd be
okay. Yeah. Hunter, I think, has been spying all over the land for the rebellion, both in for Chimera, who is tracking Knuckle, but also just like figuring out what's going on in the post-Empire area of Linolia. They were able to sneak into Knuckles' domain and found some gold. And his actions have been just very sketchy, just very suspicious, kind of off the record for a while. So not exactly sure where he is. Miss Chimera has been taking care of her squid daughter on the outskirts of town, as well as, trying to make it work with her boyfriend. They have a little dysfunctional family now. And Anwar has absorbed the role of Flash Iron Pan in Riverbed and has basically gone like full industrial mode as he's building things and dissecting things and analyzing things, all for the betterment of the defense of that region. We picked up on Ostara, where Hunter did a sweep, making sure there were no more explosives, as like last time for Mabon. There were none. The gang met up where they saw there were a number of games going on. Chimera's ex-husband showed up, and he seems to be under the impression that they are still married, and is doing that gaslighting thing. So that's a thing that's happening. We found out that Chimera's son, the name escapes me at the moment. I want to say Stephen. So Stephen was Geoff or Jeff. Stephen. All right. So so Jeff was right? Jeff with a J, or I'm gonna go with Stephen. Stephen was
No, it's Jeff.
Jeff was his body was exhumed by his mother, where she rolled a perfect natural 20. We should also say that we rolled.
Actually, I think it was Audra that rolled the nat 20. Audra was helping.
Well, on that, but what Ryan's about to say, we all rolled. We were rolling amazingly.
Whatever happened last week, we exceeded incredibly well.
Yeah.
Like, Anwar developed renewable energy. Hunter became the most famous spy in all the world. Chimera has the best soup in her kitchen. Like, everyone is crushing what they're doing right now. But they're examining Jeff's body. They were able to discover that there were two, in addition to the amount of injuries, still decomposing body, there was a bite mark in his neck, which has everyone a little concerned what that could mean, as well as the tall man that took his eyes. So none of us know what any of that thing means. But cutting back to the present, the gang decided to enter the egg tournament, egg ball, an egg for your troubles, as some people have come to call it. That would be a good name for the episode. Did we call it An Egg for Your Troubles?
No, I just called it Astara. Wasn't feeling too creative with the name at the time. We can go back and change it.
All right. That's what we're going
That is the beauty of YouTube.
Where we were challenged. Oh, speaking of challenges, we were challenged by Krusk and his gang of orc barbarian henchmen, and Krusk offered or issued a public challenge to Audra to fight Lopal in public in a fortnight, and that the fight would be for all to see.
So now we're trying to rush together a really good PC rig that, like, he can for Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
I got a pretty good one already.
Audra accepted the challenge, and we ended up meeting this team of barbarians in the final round of the Egg Ball Challenge. Capture the egg.
And we captured the hell out of that egg.
And the five of us with Keone prevailed. A daring dash from Hunter secured the egg, though it was looking very bleak. A new spell from Onmar managed to teleport him safely using portals, and the egg was captured. Also, special shout out to Chimera for basically single-handedly destroying Krusk in one anime-inspired slash of her blade.
You got double crits, right?
Yeah.
While we were talking to girls, she was studying the blade.
That's fair to say.
No regret.
And then
this is
sorry, you go.
This is where things get a little dicey, as Krusk at 1 HP, utterly defeated. Audra raises her spiritual blade and cuts him down, where his henchmen take exception to that, and they all immediately go in for the kill to murderize Audra, which very nearly happens. Thankfully, she is whisked away to safety, directly to the healer's tent, and we have a bit of a high-tension roller coaster on our hands. But I believe that Hunter was able to calm them down with some sneaky country boy magic, as I've been calling it.
That's just good old-fashioned words.
Isn't that a Lil Nas X song?
Country boy magic?
Sneaky
it's
country
probably
boy
his next
magic.
album.
And then also, Chimera's is it a proper ex-husband or just estranged? I don't remember the showed up.
I think to her it's properly lit, but he's playing mind games.
And then we also found out the provider of the prize for the egg ball game is Knuckle, which is, I guess we're probably pausing for a moment before we go back to that situation, but
God egg.
But that happened.
Junior.
But that also
God
happened.
egg Junior.
Is there? I want to say, isn't there a thing in the PHB where I can like roll for like the kind of scar I have? Because I remember you mentioned that, Richard, and I agree. Like, yes, Audra probably does need like physical scarring from what happened.
Yeah, I imagine it's just a number of like, blades that have gone in. Like, cause I went back and did all of the math to see what like would have happened, because it was all like a lot. So it took 3 hits to bring her down, and then there was a 4th hit. Each of them only had 2 hits instead of 3 hits each, because I forgot they did their bonus action to get over. But it took 3 hits to get her down, because 2 out of the 4 hits were crits. So it took 3 hits to get her down, and then there was a 4th one that like got in there, and I imagine it's that 4th one that's like an auto crit that took 2 out of her 3 death saves away. That would leave a really nasty wound. I imagine it's just like a stab right down through her chest area with a pretty like nasty great sword. So it's probably just a huge like incision that's going like through her chest and back.
So how about this? Maybe you tell me if this is fair. I was just looking at the wound page. The next one above this is actual like limb loss, which I know is not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But this is the text for severe scar. You tell me what you think about that. Says you have a severe scar that is clearly visible and can only be hidden by magical means. You have disadvantage on charisma checks except when interacting with pirates, sailors, soldiers, or other humanoids of battle and war. Up to you whether how much of that you want to incorporate, but like definitely visually, yeah, that scar is totally there.
Yeah, I would just focus on the first sentence. I'm not too worried about the disadvantage stuff because I imagine that would have gone like straight through her chest, so it's not like she's got a really bad scar on her face or anything. So yeah, I think that's probably how I'd rule that one.
Cool.
So anyways, yeah, so there's that. We did end on Knuckle holding up the prized luck egg from the, not necessarily from the Feywild, but it's at least from Pixelland. But yeah, we are going to cut back a little bit. At the moment that Audra is getting her scar, like she's just getting wailed on by 3 massive orcs that are nearly the size of her, definitely bigger when you count muscle, going in, just like hacking away at her. She was really huge, gets like cut, brought down to her regular size, is on the ground, and then one blade just goes right into her heart. She is seconds away from dying. Excuse me. And everything starts to get a bit kind of like a hazy white as she kind of starts to cross into the ethereal plane, where she's going to hear a voice that she's not heard in a long time, the voice from her sister Aura, saying, Audra, what are you doing here?
I haven't. Sorry, Richard, real quick. When I'm here, am I still like in like the armored state I would have been when I went down, or is this like I'm in just like like the under armor garments?
I'd say
kind of deal?
Because you're kind of crossing between planes, you're still in your armor,
Okay.
but like all the blades around you, everything else is not there. It's just you and like soiled in blood, just laying on the ground in this kind of wispy area, similar to like when Frodo puts on the ring and everything's all whoosh,
Okay.
all crazy. Similar to that, and Aura's just kind of step through this white mist, and look over and says, "What's happened to you? Why are you crossing over?"
So Audra's gonna like walk over to her. I imagine it's only a couple steps. And then if she's still holding anything, she'll drop it in this moment, but like dropping it and then just kind of like falling down on her knees and doing that like I don't know, that thing where you're like just leaning on like somebody's lower half, you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Yeah.
And just kind of drop like that and just like I haven't talked to you in so long. I think I lost sight of what you would have wanted and what I would have wanted, and I don't even know what you want anymore. I thought I could avenge you, and then I thought I did, and then obviously I didn't, and now I just keep screwing things up and digging a deeper hole, and I have people who actually care about me finally, Aura, and you always have friends, but I never really had many of them, and now I've messed it up all so bad, and I just don't know what to do anymore.
Well, you never had to avenge me, but if that's what you felt like you needed to do, you can. If you have feelings to work out, you can do that. I am with the soil. I am okay, but I am worried about you. What are you potentially dying over? You're on the fairgrounds of our home. I don't understand.
I took this thing too far. This I wanted to be strong, and I just took it too far. I challenged the wrong people, and I went and I broke rules, and I did things when I shouldn't have been attacking them, and it's only made things a lot harder. And now I don't know what I'm gonna do about this other fight that I've been challenged to, because if I back away from it, it's not gonna be good, and if I go, there's no way I'm gonna win, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, it sounds like far too much to do on your own. I think if it sounds like you were saying that there are things you've gotten in, like you've gotten your friends involved with, but you do have people who do care about you. Lean on them. They're the ones that'll see you through. There's no situation that cannot be remedied. Mostly.
Well, I hope it can.
She's just like gonna start grabbing the soil beneath it, just start like doing a little druidic prayer to the nature, just be like, please put her back to the actual soil. You do not need to be here right now. You should stay alive. You should just stay alive. You don't need to cross over here. This is not your time. My time was earlier, and I'm okay with that, but you need to keep on going.
If I'm not supposed to avenge you, what is it that you want to see me do?
I want to see you find a way to be happy. I want to see you fulfilled. If the Empire brings you rage, then go ahead and strike against the Empire, but don't get yourself potentially nearly killed over things that excuse me, are just keep your eyes on what's really grabbing it. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. MVP DM Richard for doing this still with flu anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's essentially just gonna say, like, if you if you are meant to die a warrior, then you can die a warrior, and that's okay. Just return to the soil when you do, but don't die needlessly. That's all I'm saying. Find purpose. I can't find that for you. Only you can do that.
I always thought my purpose was just to keep getting stronger and to show that to people. And that's what's been messing things up so badly with these people I care about.
Well, maybe your purpose is to get stronger, but just don't do reckless things that could get you in trouble. Like,
I'm finding there's a lot more to strength than just, how hard I can hit somebody.
I think that's very wise. And as just like cut off right in the middle of the conversation, you just get like a just as like a potion is shoved down your throat. And
probably cough half of it up.
yeah, all of this kind of like etherealness just kind of like evaporates away, and you're back at the ceremony. All the sounds of the crowd and everything else are going off all around. As that potion's like just getting shoved down your throat, and someone's just saying like, "Live!"
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely just like the and all like, maybe I'll do a real spit take with this. No, it just coughs it all up and just what? I don't know who it is that's giving me the potion, but to whoever it is, just what happened with the game with the egg? Is everyone else okay?
There's a woman with all sorts of like beads and feathers and things, and somewhat pointy ears. Hard to make out exactly how much fae might be in her or whatever, but she seems to be somewhat elven. With like brown braided hair, looks down at you. It's like everything's. Well, I can't say everything's fine. I don't know. But please just rest. you won. And if you just kind of look around real quick, you just see that a bunch of the crowd is kind of surrounding you, blocking you from elsewhere, but you can kind of see through a bunch of legs that you also see Krusk is also like having a potion shoved down his throat as well. And he's like coughing it up and starting to like roll over and stuff like that. And he just gives you like, he kind of makes his way, and eventually both of you lock eyes, and he just kind of spits on the ground, and then like more legs kind of go in and block the view where you guys can't see each other anymore.
Audra doesn't like do anything. She just kind of looks at him and then like does that like, oh, I can't look at you kind of thing. Just like,
Definitely looking around, you see you get a whole bunch of different reactions. There are some people who are more locals that are really worried about you, and you see other people who are barbarian, like more from like the more barbarian tribes that came in from Berserkshire, that they're just used to a lot more of a rough form of play. And so this is probably not the first time that they've seen like skirmishes break out after a game, and some of them are just laughing their asses off, like, "Oh, look at her! She nearly got killed." So there's definitely a mixed reaction where, yeah. So all that's going on, and then I guess at some point, are any of the other PCs going over near Audra or anything?
Yeah, when does this take place?
This takes place before the whole like bringing the egg thing up. This is going to be like a few minutes before that, probably.
I feel like I'd be over there.
Okay. So yeah, you look around, you see Anwar's there. Is Hunter and Kamira over there? Or are you guys kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, looks like the whole party's surrounding you, seeing that you're okay.
Yeah, it's just she's there, like, she's looking at everybody and just, like, also, like, not able to, like, look at any of them in the eye, just, like a very, just, like, kind of shameful look on her face.
Audrey, you're awake. We thought we lost you for a second. That was pretty intense. You have a huge scar on your chest.
She kind of, like, looks at it. I guess she hasn't looked at it yet. She's, like, looks at it. I guess it's, like, probably packed in with, like, the, like mud and dirt stuff that, like, you know, whatever that, like, old-timey wound dressing was.
Well, I guess
what
because I think because it was a health potion, you healed from the inside out, but there's definitely, like, a very scabby looking thing that just kind of wasn't able to heal over perfectly nicely.
She kind of, like, she'll kind of, like, run her finger on it a little bit, and it's like, like a little, like, sensitive, just, so I do. Well, I guess I'll remember screwing this up, too. We should all talk not when we're surrounded by other people.
Yeah. Why don't you just get some rest for now?
Yeah, you guys get your egg. You all earned it. You two, she's like pointing to Hunter and to Anwar. You two did real great with that egg. That was whatever you did, Anwar, with moving through the earth like that, whatever it was. That was really impressive. Hunter, you went right in there and just grabbed the egg. And Kamira, I mean, listen, I always knew you were strong, but you took Krusk down so efficiently. That was incredible. But
It'll be the last time it ever happens, though. Like, that was a fluke. To be real.
I don't know. I think that's kind of the way I've always seen you on the battlefield, really. But yeah, you guys get your prize. I'll go to the tent or something.
All right. This is our egg, so dust yourself off, because we're gonna accept that egg as a team, and
unless
you can sulk later.
No, it's not a sulking thing, Hunter. I don't feel like physically I can get up on that podium right now.
There is that. I hadn't considered that.
Yeah, you guys get it. Probably best that people don't see someone like me holding it after what just happened anyway. So just you guys get it. We can talk about other stuff later.
Would you feel more comfortable if I had Lucilla, Zog, or Kion come over to be with you?
I mean, if you want, I really think I just need to nap some more or something.
And she's out.
Yep. And then I don't know where she would be taken, Richard, but yeah, she definitely conked out after that.
Yep. Keon probably was nearby as well to be like, Mom, is there anything I can do?
Maybe just keep tabs on and make sure none of that lot come over and do
Okay.
anything stupid.
Okay, sure.
Thank you, darling.
Hunter, are you alright? If you recall, she, like, mentally, like, blocked some damage from getting to you earlier.
I think he's like bruised and bleeding, and there's some like blood coming out of his ears, and like his knees are kind of shaking. And he's like, "Oh, I'm good. Never been better."
Okay then. All right.
An insight check to know better than that.
And finally, the announcer guy who I had before, who I don't remember how I described him, so I'll just keep him nondescript for now.
He was a real gruff type, I thought.
The announcer guy will eventually come up and say, like, all right, and now bring in the grand prize is our one and only good friend. Well, not our one and only, but our good friend, Knuckle. And Knuckle's gonna come on out, holding out this egg, and everybody's gonna be cheering as he holds up. Come on up, you winners! And Knuckles just gonna hold up here, just like, hey, go on.
I'll walk on up and accept it, smiles and waves and all that.
Yo, Hunter, hey, how's it going, man? I'm really proud of you that you're the one getting this egg. You know, I've been watching you a long time, and I just think, you know, you've been a really good kid and a good fighter, and I just, you know, I want to give this to you.
Thanks, man. I've been wondering where you were. You've been been hiding under a rock or something.
Yeah, something like that. I'm happy to catch up and everything and get a drink and be real good, you know.
I could use a numbing drink. A drink with pain-relieving qualities to it.
Well, you'd be the guy to talk to about that, wouldn't it?
I sure would. I'll get the table set up, and you pay for the drinks.
Alrighty, that's fair to me. Who else is coming up here?
Anwar will also go up on stage and like kind of wave to people. As he, I guess he can't accept the egg, but he is right there next to Hunter.
Oh, hey, yeah. He's just gonna go up to, like, shake your hand, like, oh, hey, I think I met you once before. Anwar?
Yeah. I think we fought in your basement.
Oh,
We did.
oh, yeah. Well, it's very nice to meet you again. You're a promising young kid. Anybody else besides Hunter and Anwar going up to accept this?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, she'll be up there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you guys were all kind of been a troop for a while. You two were initiated together, right?
Yeah. Our fourth is over there too. She took a pretty she got banged up a lot. She's rested it off.
Oh, yeah. No, you guys have built quite a bit of reputation for yourselves, you know, all of you being known as the Flayer Slayers and all. Makes sense that you guys would win this too. But hey, you know what? Just leave a little bit of prizes for the kids and all, you know, with like the egg toss and things like that. Don't go taking all the prizes.
Absolutely not.
You know.
I wouldn't
Fuck-
even
fuck
think of
them
it.
kids.
And then like you see a little schematic of like egg toss winning strategy, and he just like, crumples it up and throws it away.
Yeah, you're the big winners in town. You know, this guy said this town this city owes you a whole lot, and if there's anything I can ever do to help you out, let me know. If there's things you need me to buy for you or whatever, I got a lot of gold. Just let me know, and but yeah, let's get some drinks sometime. It'd be great to catch up. I'd love to hear everything about everything you've been doing and stuff, and yeah, just it's a big privilege to be with all of you today. So good job, everybody. Who am I giving the egg to? Hunter, you want it?
I do.
All right, here you go.
God Egg Jr. God Egg Jr. God Egg Jr.
No, this is just a luck egg. Do you know how it works? Essentially, it's like an egg that's built out of like infinite possibility. So like you don't know what it's gonna hatch into until it does. And it's kind of up to you if you want to like tempt fate and try to hatch it early, or if you just want to let it be and then it'll hatch in its own time. It's really up to you. There's no right or wrong. It's completely luck based, and maybe it'll be good luck, maybe it'll be bad luck. It's just kind of the law of surprise or whatever.
Now, this may be a stupid question. That ain't a suppository, is it? That's big.
Good luck, darling.
Well, it's been really great catching up with you guys. I don't.
You know, Hunter, maybe I should hold on to that egg just to get an idea of
I've-
what we're dealing with here exactly.
Never thought of an egg in that way, and I'm a little concerned about what could happen if you were to do that.
So that's a
Especially-
no. All right, good.
Well, I'm not saying it's a no, but it is a gambling with your booty hole, if that's what you're doing.
Well, I did a hot wing challenge once, and that didn't pan out so well. I don't know if my booty hole's ready for gambling.
Then I would suggest keeping this out of your butt.
This is the content people thirst for.
This is what our viewers want, clearly.
Sorry.
Oh.
All right, so he'll hand that off and walk off stage. He's like, yeah, we should probably get off the stage. We've been here for a little bit now. It's getting a little awkward. They've been cheering for a while. We
Is
should
Jade
get
Egg
off.
covered in some sort of goop?
I should say that the jade egg is you do see like the finest cracks along it. That it doesn't mean it's like a cracked egg, but it does seem like at some point those cracks could like really shift into breaking open at some point. But
Mhm.
right now
Little
it seems
fault
like
lines.
yeah, exactly, little fault lines. Yep.
Nice.
Could I do either an arcane or some kind of check to see, like, does it need heat to be like should I build a incubator for it or something?
You can go ahead and let's see. You can do an Arcana check or identify spell.
Did I bring?
I think Hunter sees Anwar's eyes kind of light up, and he just kind of like hands it over into his already reaching out hands. And while he's doing that, I'd like to roll some sort of perception check to see if I like see or smell anything on Knuckle to indicate any clues as to whereabouts or
Right? I
like,
almost wanted to do an
anything.
insight to make sure it was actually fucking him.
Yeah, you can do any of that.
All right, here I go again with a perception roll.
God damn, Anwar, it's starting out. Oh no.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
13 ain't nothing.
So on the Arcana check, you have a feeling that just fire alone will not do something with this, but if there's any kind of like radiant energy that you could keep going, either from like a sacred flame or something else, like if there's some kind of radiant energy you could put underneath this thing, that might hasten and hatch it. Perception. Seems like he's pretty clean. if he's been traveling a lot lately, you don't see a whole lot of mud on his boots or anything, so that doesn't quite check out, except for that, there have been, like, those prestidigitation rugs and other things like that. Like, there are means to clean yourself up. So, all in all, nothing really out of the ordinary.
Okay.
17-wise, definitely seems like him. You've seen him once before, and that seems like him.
I hate him.
I should say that around this time, it's still been pretty sunshine and rainbows for the most part. There's some clouds, but I would not call it, like, cloudy enough that there's no daylight. There's definitely daylight hitting him. Which would lead you to one of two conclusions. Either A, he ain't a vampire, or B, he is a vampire, but what you've been told about vampires isn't true.
A walker.
It would literally have to be one of those two things.
He's Blade.
Blade.
All right,
my wife has
that's
watched enough.
option 3. Yeah, option 3 is that.
My wife has watched enough Vampire Diaries to know what's going on here. Baby.
We were at trivia the other night, and it's like, this Marvel character was played by and is a vampire, and I'm like, I'm actually, he's half vampire. Thank you. He's the Daywalker.
He's the
It comes up a
Daywalker?
lot.
Yeah, right. They
pretty-
literally, they're like Daywalker, and he's
It's like
just
the
like, what
first
it do?
30 seconds of every movie.
Oh my god, this is why I lock them out of the basement. She'll just do this. She just sits there and stares at me.
No.
That's
It's
what,
not dinner time for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's what my dogs do for a while. Luckily, they've entered their, like, just laying down phase now, but almost every time I'm down here, it's like,
They've reached acceptance level.
yeah, they start making out like crazy, and then one of them will come up to me and just sit by me for a while, and then eventually they finally calm down like they are now, so hopefully they just stay this way.
Yeah.
In any case, so yeah, those are all your checks that you do, and he eventually walks off stage, and what's everybody doing from here?
I think I need a drink. Shit.
We
Bang.
sidebar?
Yeah, and why don't we get off the stage? How about
Mhm.
we do a
Very-
sideboard on the
like,
stage?
yeah, music has started playing to be like, and get off the stage.
Oh,
Real
yeah.
quick, before we get off the stage, though, Anwar's me like run up like, and if you liked any of those gadgets or Tinker tools shown in the game, then go check out Marwan's Marvels and Miracles over there right now. You can pick up your own Sonic toothbrush right now with a great deal we have. All right, have a great day, guys.
Alrighty, you do that. And eventually,
Awesome.
kind of the festivities start to kind of die down for a second, and people kind of go off to other games and such. But I guess there is an announcement being like, all right, you guys have fun now, and keep on doing all the stuff that you love doing. But remember, come sundown, when the sun goes between these two beams, is when we'll be having our final election for the night to see who's going to be leading us from here on out. Is it going to be Igor, or is it going to be
Sariel.
Caleb?
I think when he says Caleb, Hunter kind of like does like one of those teasing to the crowd like ears to like hear some cheers for Paul. Like,
Mhm.
Anybody?
Yeah, so the locals are going to be the ones cheering for Paw, and the barbarian forces that have kind of come in from Berserkshire that have kind of come back in to reclaim the land are more cheering for Igor at this point. If you would like to roll an insight, you can see which way the winds are turning with how it is right now.
I would. I am not good at insight, but I'll give it a go.
16 still. You have a feeling that there have been enough tribes that have come in that they outnumber the locals at this point.
Mm.
And you're getting the sense that Paw's numbers are not looking too good at the moment. And maybe there's more persuading to be done if you want to get him to get over the hurdle.
Gotta hit that campaign trail.
Yep. But that's like a couple hours away, though. You guys still, you're like 4 p.m. ish, and it's like 6 p.m. ish, we'll just say, So you got a couple hours.
Hell yeah.
What's everybody doing? Is there a sidebar going on?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think the second we get like away from the crowd eyes, Hunter kind of like slumps a little and throws an arm over Anwar for support. Kind of leans on him a bit. Just,
How you doing, bud? You
Oh,
also
man.
took a beating.
I did. Guilty as charged.
Who knew that capture the egg was such a full contact sport?
I did.
Bet you anything if we played like catch, like the egg catch, it would be the same thing though. Somehow, somebody would die.
I'm really happy that the spell worked, Hunter. For a second there, when I was doing it before, things would come through, but they'd be different. If you experience any nausea or sudden separate personalities different from your own, let me know.
Wait, you weren't sure that was gonna work?
So, Miss Chimera, how do you feel about running into Knuckle? And your ex-husband's here. That's a lot.
I feel like I'm about to vomit. Truth be told. And I hate it because I don't know what to do with myself right now aside from potentially run away. But
Aren't you guys like... And we'll probably wander off somewhere like a little bit quieter.
Sure.
Aren't you guys tracking him for months? And he just shows up?
yeah. Honestly, I think the only thing that we got out of that entire search is that Hunter made away with a little bit of gold. But no, we didn't catch anything.
How's that possible? How is it someone doesn't leave a trail at all?
I think the only clear indicator of his whereabouts was there was rumors of children missing from Castle Hill. But that's not definite, and I need definite.
Castle Hill, where is that?
It's over. I'm gonna point on the map.
Yeah, I was wondering as well. Can we get a big map real quick, Richard?
Yep.
Thank you.
So, like, if you turn like this way, and she's gonna, it's
Ah,
Basically, if you make your way I don't have it listed as such, but this was Horatio's wall. But yeah, basically, if you make your way all the way down the Iron Mountains and follow along Horatio's wall, eventually you will get to Castle Hill.
can you remind me what that yellow thing? That's from Hunter Scouting, right? The like yellow area there.
Yep.
Can you remind me what that is?
the danger zone.
But of what, like,
The
because of
stranger
the
danger
Empire
zone.
being near there.
No, the purple line is the current squid
Right.
boundary. The yellow was from where the abductions were taking place. Is that correct?
where there was a higher there was a higher than usual amount of kids going missing. That's all you really know at this point.
But if he went to Pixeland, it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to do all of that foot travel when he could just go a little north and take a boat. Which I think he has in spades.
Well, lots of people don't go across the stormy sea because it's
That's
like
fair.
a death trap.
That's fair. We had to spook off a Kraken going to Moltra. I don't know what's up.
So yeah, sometimes people hug the coast on the north side too, but the kind of the locals have called it the Stormy Sea for years. The Illithid called it the Leviathan Sea. It was there's some craziness going on in that sea, but it is theoretically possible to traverse up there. It just has dangers to it. But anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So here we are. And his house looked like he just dropped everything and left. So
And correct me if I'm wrong, Castle Hill is also quite near the current Empire estimations, right? And is it possible that they might be sending scouts or, search parties in and picking up, I don't know, prisoners, things like that.
Wouldn't
Just to
be
play hunter's
surprised.
advocate for a second.
No, right. I agree. And that's the thing. I don't want to jump and accuse when I don't have definites, but him just showing up like that.
He did offer to get a drink with us. We could, what would you call him? Wine and dine him?
We could try.
That's assuming you're able to get through it. I don't think we need to say this, but publicly challenging him in town would definitely not go well.
That's why I need proof. Like, hard proof. And really, the whole, something human-ish might have bit my son, it's a vampire, doesn't necessarily completely track either.
But vampires
I mean, it
aren't,
does, but it doesn't.
real though, right?
I didn't think zombies were real, and then Orontis was saying he was fighting undead.
Have we heard from Arantis in a while? Maybe when Audra's on her feet, she could drop a line to her Arantis's, and who knows? Maybe if we say we got some undead activity, he might come running.
Not since the day he left have you heard from him. No one ever bothered to reach out.
I haven't even been able to reach him in the alt timeline because he's lost in the forge.
Oh yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
I don't even
I wonder
want
what
to
they
know
said to him to make him stick him around.
I'm kind of afraid
Undead
of whatever
over
he
here?
turns into down there.
No idea.
I mean,
Not like it changed a whole lot, but
not being a living thing, would that just be like using a weird power source? Would it just be like small soldiers or something?
Being down there changed my suit. It changed her stuff. It seems to not differentiate between organic or inorganic life forms.
I'm sorry, that was Andrew asking. I know Hunter is off somewhere else.
Oh, I thought you were with us.
Oh, I thought you guys walked away.
No,
I think they were
all
saying the
pushing
whole
with
the whole group went.
Oh, gotcha. I was staying quiet because I didn't think.
Oh.
No, I'm just
No,
quiet
no,
because I'm, in a tent somewhere.
In that case, I'm while they're having that conversation, Hunter goes to the healer's tent to check up on Audra and get patched up himself.
it's a good point.
Because he
fair.
realizes he has to schmooze with a bunch of barbarians, and part of that is going to be probably getting roughed up, some roughhousing, and 13 hit points ain't gonna be enough.
That's one roughhouse.
So Audra's probably carried over to a
Instinct
tent
first.
area where there's going to be an herbalist there who's just kind of keeping care of her and like slowly giving her like some good berries and stuff just to like prop up her HP like one at a time a little bit. It's like just not let's not like give too much. Just like every once in a while, just give another good berry. But when you come in, let's just say that Audra's asleep for a moment. But she'll just come in and say, yes, how can I help you? Are you here to see the Furbolg?
Yeah, just checking on her, and wouldn't mind getting patched up a little bit myself. I'm feeling a little rough after that
Okay.
one.
Okay, then we'll wake her up. And she's going to like get this giant lemon and just like cut through, and then just some of that's gonna like spray up into her nose, and then just like kind of shove the lemon like into her mouth to like kind of force her to bite into it, and then there'll just be like a and just wake you right the heck up with just an instant taste of sour just in your nose and your mouth all over, and then she'll pull it out. It's okay now.
Wakey, wakey, Big Blue. How you doing?
Well, still about the same as when I saw you all. How long ago was it? How long has it been?
Been a minute. Not a literal one, but yeah.
Well, it goes. Yeah, thanks. That's what I was expecting. Like, it's been years. um, I'm. I mean, Hunter, I wanted to say this to everybody, and I still will, but I just, I'm sorry. I really. Oh, I thought just Hunter came in first.
I assume everybody's going in. I just assumed Hunter was first.
Oh, okay.
Hunter said that he was going to go check on her while Kamir and I were having our side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mhm.
Never mind then.
Yeah. Hunter, I wanted to say this to everyone, but I'll say it to you now, too, and I'm just... I'm sorry. I put us in such a bad position, and now I don't know what to do about it. Like, if I can't beat any of Lil Paw's people, then I definitely can't beat him. And, I mean, backing down from the challenge wasn't going to be an option, you know? That would just put us on the run. And now I don't know what I'm going to do. And this music's way too happy. Let me switch to the other one.
Well, remember that we're in this together, so we're going to figure something out. Just remember that it is all of us, and, you know, we got to figure things out together.
Yeah. I thought it would have been, you know, that I could have just sort of shouldered the responsibility for some of that, but that wasn't the right move. And now, I don't know. Now it's just not, now it's put us all in a bad place.
Well, we learned something, didn't we? And don't you worry, I'll come up with something clever and stupid, and then Anwar will come up with something smart, and, Cammy gonna tweak it, slap some magic on it, and, you know, we'll have ourselves a half-decent plan.
Yeah. How'd it go out there? Did you all get the egg thing?
Yeah, from Knuckle, who we're gonna be grabbing some beverages with.
You're gonna do what? And she like half leans up. No. You're gonna do what?
Yeah, we're gonna catch up, see what he's been up to past few months, you know, catch him up on what we've been doing.
But I thought you'd been tracking him.
Yes. Well, not officially. I've been spending my time doing recon. So that's what we've been doing. So yeah, maybe we'll learn from him what his whereabouts have been and all that. See, and he's kind of checking for listening eyes and ears while we're talking.
Is that guy, Kamir's ex-husband, still out there somewhere?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Hopefully he got lost over by the tomato toss.
Maybe. Guy just seems like a jerk.
Well, you know, Cammy got a peculiar taste in folks.
I don't know, that Luke guy seems pretty nice.
Yeah, he's peculiar, though. Come on.
I guess.
I didn't say not nice.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh.
Well, thanks for checking on me. How are you?
Oh, I feel like about a 10 pound of rotten potatoes stuffed in an 8-pound sack of shit. So
that sounds like a really inconvenient way to carry your produce, Hunter.
It's a bad sack, and you know, normally I'd have something funner and folksy to say. I'd be a little quicker with my folksy quips, but that's how bad I'm feeling.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I know it didn't really work out that way, but you felt that aura I cast, right? You know I was planning to heal you out there.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot going on. It was hard to know everything, but like...
Yeah, there was a lot. Last thing we need is, you know, more of these annoying people from our past showing up, right?
Yeah, you know. We'll get there.
Hey, well, no, I should probably save that for everybody. Just, I don't know, I guess let people know I'm ready to talk whenever they are.
All right. Yeah, you just take it easy. I'm gonna get back out there and hit the old campaign trail. Try not to die.
Yeah, how's that going? How's your dad's chances?
Well, all the locals love him, but some of the out-of-towners have their mindset, so I got some work ahead of me.
Gotcha. Well, good
Yeah.
luck with that.
Thanks. All right. Well, I'll let you go.
Thanks. She'll probably just turn over, get some more shut eye.
Do I get any amount of healing on my stop in at the tent? Or not really? Not really any.
You get some good berries. And you heal 2. And you're
All
full.
right. Well, this is gonna make the pie eating contest a little difficult.
Oh, you're gonna stand by
Yeah.
me that shit.
What was that?
I can
God.
see it.
What's the kid's name? I don't remember.
I don't remember
Lard
either.
something. Anyways.
It wasn't a nice name.
No, it was not.
All right. Yeah, I'll get back out there and track down the rest of the team.
All right. Yeah, you go out there and you find them.
All right. So what's the plan? Meet up for drinks and. Oh, sorry.
How's Audra doing?
Oh, she's sewn together a little bit,
Mm.
feeling rough, emotionally and physically.
Makes sense.
Understandably so.
That was the word bubbles are like side by side in the panel on that one.
Around this time, you notice Kresk and his gang walking towards you 3. Audra's still like in a tent, right?
Yeah.
So you see Kresk and his gang walking up towards you 3 at this point.
Visiting hours are closed. What kind of y'all played a hell of a game out there.
Yeah, they're gonna come on up, and Kresk, who at this point has like 3 chipped teeth, has like numerous scars of his own from Chimera's.
This is the
Crits.
second time I've taken that asshole down.
I know. Be like, listen, you got your cheap tricks and everything. You can enjoy your egg. It's probably gonna bring you bad luck because you're using tricks to get it. But whatever. Anyway,
God Egg Jr. God
you
Egg.
tell that backstabber, because she literally stabbed me in the back. You tell that backstabber she got 2 weeks. Oh, and,
Traditionally, that's my job.
Chimera, good upswing you got there. Well, let's get out of here, guys. And they're just gonna start moseying away.
Chimera's picking up all the Orc boys, huh?
My sword
Kresk.
swings bring all the boys to the yard.
Onward chases after Krusk.
Oh, what do you want?
Listen, things got heated out there. But today is Ostara. It's a day of rebirth, rejuvenation, a new outlook on life and past relationships. And I was just thinking, and you don't have to accept this if you don't want to, but those teeth in there, you got to take care of them. It's really important, in your line of work, because people see that right away. So what I was thinking, and he's going to pull open his bag and he's going to produce 5 sonic toothbrushes. It's like just as a peace offering, some.
Yo, I got 3 chipped teeth right now, and I thought you were gonna give me some kind of magic thing to like have my teeth grow back. That'd be mighty fine right now. This other stuff, I don't need your wizardry. I got my dang, tooth stick. That's all I need.
It improves dental health by 33%.
Well, right now I can use 33% more of my teeth back.
Yeah, I don't have a thing for that. I just was trying to patch things up. But I can see that as a no. So you guys have a great trip back. And Anwar's just gonna kind of start sliding back.
The Homer into the bushes.
Hey, gentlemen.
Go ahead and roll persuasion to see if it did anything to improve.
One of them's like, every time I eat sweets, it hurts. And can this help? It's Fang. Fang talks like that. I've just decided. Oh, buddy.
I could put a flash of genius on there.
Okay, go for it.
It is come up with solutions under pressure. He's definitely under pressure. This is
That's
an
fair.
ability check. So he'll pull out his own homemade toothpaste. It's like, I have different flavors: mint, cinnamon, other kind of mint.
So that flash of genius makes it a what?
Come on, bud.
+5, so 16.
16. All right. He's gonna grab all 3 flavors from you. Be like, listen, you guys did a solid slaying the flare. But you got things to work through with Lopaw. If it were me, I've been making sure that he knows that you ain't a threat, that he knows that you ain't trying to challenge him. You're not trying to challenge him, are you?
I'm not. No, I would not dream of such a thing.
Yeah. Well, you best convince your friend of that. Otherwise, she gonna be dead real soon. And
Right.
believe me, I won't bat an eye. I might enjoy it.
Okay. Well, great. Sounds good. I would recommend you not try not to swallow too much of that toothpaste. It's not good for your digestive system. So just, I'm not sure what you guys are currently using. Probably most urine's pretty popular right now, I believe, for cleaning teeth. So, but you just spit that out, and twice a day, you'll start seeing improvements. So, happy Ostara.
He instantly looks confused at the thought that, like, wait, it's flavorful, but I can't swallow it. And like you see for a second that he's like, do I even want this anymore? But he just kind of grabs it and
That's how I
just
feel
has
about
people walk
chewing
away.
gum. It's like, do I want this?
And he walks off.
He didn't deck you. That was pretty impressive, actually.
I'd say that was a pretty good customer interaction, though he didn't give me any money and he did threaten to kill me. So maybe on the lower end of customer interactions, actually.
Not the worst, though.
Just call it promotional work.
Yeah.
Promotional.
I know.
I hope he doesn't get the
Yeah.
1 in 100 shock chance from the toothbrush.
Oh, yeah. That's bad.
That Genasi tried to
Did he
kill
also-
me.
Did
Bad.
he take just the toothpaste or the sonic toothbrush, too?
He just took the toothpaste.
Okay, well, you gotta hook them, and they'll be back. They'll be back.
It
on
was-
board.
It was when you mentioned the flavors that he's like, all right.
Same.
Like the Sonic part of the toothbrush, like going over his head, not getting it. Flavors, like, all right, but you can't swallow it.
Mint
probably
and
gonna-
other mint? Wow.
I just blanked. I'm like, Anwar is not a flavorologist. He's just like mint and other mint.
So it's kind of spicier mint, maybe.
There's mint and spearmint. And then
Yep.
there's experiment.
There's sword mint, there's shield mint, there's spear mint, and there's axe mint.
Yeah.
Oh, I would not
Perfect.
have
And
mint
ruby
in my
mint.
axe.
It's
Sapphire
absolutely
mint.
And
Let's
so
go
yeah,
mint.
they will wander off.
Poof. Tensions resolved.
So should
Well-
we Did Audra say whether she would join us later, or should we meet up with people now?
Well, Audra was kind of vague about joining us, right? It was like a
Yeah, I didn't
roughly like
say one way
later.
or the other.
Yeah.
It was more just like a wait, you're doing what?
Audra will show up when she's feeling better.
I'm not saying that I think is like the same thing's gonna happen that happened at the Mabon, but being separated today feels weird.
Yeah. You want to get this these drinks and talks over with, or you think Audra should be there for it? I can get her one of those walkers.
It's up to her,
Think-
really.
Yeah.
Though I don't think we should try any funny business with Knuckle.
No.
Audra,
None.
When you say funny business, that's when like you just hear like a voice from the direction of the tent coming towards you. I definitely don't want any more funny business today.
no funny business. They got Funyun rings. They're onion rings, but the batter has like funfetti in it.
I will take. Is that a real thing?
Probably.
Ugh.
I imagined it, so it probably exists somewhere.
Oh, no, I will definitely take plenty of fried food at the tavern, though. Oh.
All right, get your boots on. Oh God, Sydney, yes?
It's
Oh,
a
did
thing.
you look it up?
Hold on. Make your own fun. Oh wait, no. Best beer battered onion rings. It might have just been merging a lot of stuff. Give me like 15
Okay.
minutes. I
Beer
bet I
battered
can
onion
find
rings. I had
something
some of
else.
those literally yesterday. They're so good.
Hell yeah. I think I willed them into existence, and it's just loading into
Yeah.
Google right now.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, let's. We can. I'll get food at the tavern. That's for sure. Maybe we head over now because I'd like to talk to all of you anyway.
All right.
No reason we can't get there before Knuckle does.
And then we
On
waddle
your-
away.
On your way over, there is somebody who kind of grabs Hunter off to the side real quick. It's Paw.
My God, I was like,
Oh, hey,
fuck.
Paul. I was worried for a second there.
Hunter, I'm a little bit worried. I ain't gonna lie.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting to get this far. I don't know if this is really. I didn't want any of this. I don't know. Really think like. I just kind of thought like, let the people, let them have a chance to have their say and let them know that it's not just blind loyalty to the new people coming in. But I don't know. How about this? I'm about as comfortable being a politician as I am walking around in a banana hammock.
Well, Paul, once you get a couple pumpkin bruisers in you, you know, down at the lake they call you Rosy, Big Paul Rosy Cheeks.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I had to come up with that on
Do
the
they?
fly. I got nothing. Let's throw spaghetti here. They call him.
Big Papa.
No. No, they
Call
do
him Big
call him
Papa.
Big Paw Rosy Cheeks, but Hunter, not because of his face. Do you remember
Right.
that one time?
Yeah.
Listen, the point being, I don't feel very comfortable, and I don't
So-
know.
Till we get a couple pumpkin bruisers in you.
I mean, if you think that this is really the right thing for me to
Probably
do,
not.
if
Well, Paul, I'll tell you this. You're a natural leader. You got a big heart, and you care about this town.
that I do.
Now, all the people that been living here this whole time, they know you, they trust you, and they love you. And they don't want to look at some kid who says that he owns the place because his pa dead or whatever. You've been the one to be here. They don't want to look at some newcomer and act like he's the new big boss. I mean, and the other people coming in, they'll get used to you. This is your town. And I know it's going to be scary, but you got a lot of good people around you. You know a lot of things, and the things you don't know, you know people who know them.
You were saying I should stick through and do it?
I think you have the potential and the ability to do it. I think it would be big for you. I think it's a scary big challenge that would change your life.
It sure would. Wouldn't be able to spend my time at the farm nearly so much.
I'm sure you'd get some vacation.
All right,
I
go ahead and
think-
give me a. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think you should take a sip of some pumpkin bruiser and go arm wrestle some of your new constituents.
All right, go ahead and give me a persuasion roll.
Oof.
Oof. Oh gosh, I don't know about arm wrestling. More about just gonna mangle and embarrass myself. I ain't as strong as I used to be.
You're right. I'll do the arm wrestling.
Hunter, I mean, you got a lot of strengths, but you seen the size of these guys' forearms?
Yeah.
They're bigger than your thighs.
All right. Stick to them jokes you do then, where. Yeah. Stick to the fun jokes where like the self-deprecating humor, but don't go too hard on yourself and like. Oh man, like animal oopsies. People love the animal oopsie jokes. You tell some good ones. Like
Oh.
like the time the we were taking and I'll list it.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing the yak did a couple of years back.
Go ahead and roll once more just to see if you can get him to even do that.
Okay.
Luckily, your lowest rolls are still pretty average, so.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Now I am going to reload the page. I've been doing pretty solid like in the teens.
Yeah. You can tell he's really not feeling confident about this at all. He's not gonna like throw in the towel and take his name out of the race, but he's also not like I don't know, like he's just kind of you know what, Hunter, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we will.
So it seems like if you want somebody to do campaigning, it's not gonna be him, unfortunately. But in any case, so that's that interaction for now. I know you guys were off to do some other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Oh, muted.
I think we go to the tavern and we go sit at the table where we sat in on our very first session.
Aw.
And that is the tavern that underneath is the resistance base and stuff. And so at some point, Knuckle will find his way in there.
Oh, I was hoping I
And-
could chat with the party could chat before he showed up. Like we would get there
Oh,
just
sure.
a little bit before he did.
And I
Go
give
for it.
Pinky a big old hug.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and
Yeah. So Audra's definitely gonna order like 2 steaks and like 2 skewers of onion of those beer battered onion rings. She's going all in. She needs, especially after all that. So she's getting some big food. But so yeah, she like sits down with all that. She's just, so listen, I told Hunter this when he came to the tent to recover from his wounds too, but I know I put us in a really bad situation here with this low paw thing, and I thought I'd be taking it off of people's shoulders by messaging him, and well, I did the opposite, and I've put us in a really bad spot, and I'm sorry for having done that. I know I've messed a lot of things up for us, and Well, someone gave me some really good advice about what I should do about that. And I'm starting with this. So, yeah.
Well, you know, Audra, we love you, and we want to see you, you know, thrive and be happy and go on with your, furbog self. But we just want to make sure that you're alive, you know. And that was another close one, on top of the other close ones that we've had since our journeys began.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the almost dying thing, that's my thing. So you need
That's
to
his
step
thing.
off
That's
that.
Hunter's thing.
Yeah, I can't really heal when I'm down. Which, by the way, just so you are all aware, and she'll like kind of like twist that she's got the one, we all have the rings. Just in case of, you do lose me at some point. You won't be able to do it quick enough, but in the future, if I'm not around, but this ring is, you'll be able to bring someone back with that. Just make sure it's soon after they go.
How
I'm not
Audra-
planning on going anywhere, but just want you to know that.
Actually, Audra, I was thinking about that, and I had a proposition for you. So, currently, that has your bring people back from the dead spell in it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Are there other spells in it right now, or?
Oh, there's one more. There's let me double check. I believe it's a healing word. Yeah, I can heal someone a little bit with it. And that's capacity.
You know, part of this making amends thing is maybe playing to our strengths, and I think there's a way that we can do something that will help us both. And Anwar's going to produce his ring of protection. See, you can't revive people when you're down. And while I'm on the front lines more, I can sacrifice this for you to make you a little sturdier. Why don't we trade?
Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, I don't mean this in any rude way, Anwar, but aren't you less sturdy than me?
In terms of armor, I'm pretty sure I'm kind of the best when it comes to armor.
Oh, well then I suppose you'll be fine. Well, relatively speaking.
Out of game, Anwar has...
Yeah, what is your AC? I don't actually know.
It is the scale mail, I believe, which is 17. He's got a shield. He's got a +1 on that shield because of an infusion.
All right, so you're at 20.
And then the ring takes him up to 21.
Okay. So if we trade, then we both get to 9. Then we both get to 20.
Then we'd be even. And I have a ring that has a revivify and a healing word on it, and you have a little bit more AC.
Yeah. Well, Anwar, if you're okay with that, if you're sure it's not gonna, be a problem for you when you're on the front lines.
Don't worry about me. I have other ways to make sure I get out of there when I need to be.
Okay. I only have the one. Mostly I try to make sure everyone else is patched up. And I also told Hunter this before, but I hope you all felt that you felt my aura there during the egg ball game. I was ready to heal. I really was. But that's done now. And she'll slide the ring off and hand it over toward Anwar. And I think because they're magical, they're resized to us, so it's probably like when we're trading, they're like very lopsided at first until we actually try to put them on.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So, in case you don't know, this is a +1 to AC and saving throws.
Oh, really? I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Okay, so the ring has a revivify and a level 2 healing word. I also still have a second diamond, so that's not our only means of revivify. Like I can still do it as well if we need to. So
did you guys buy a second diamond worth 300 gold?
Yeah, it was
Was that
It
what?
was during this shopping episode, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I remember that now. All right.
yeah,
Cool.
specifically so that I could put one in the ring and I wouldn't always have to worry about that,
Mm-hmm. Well, that would make sense that each of you would have a diamond ring then, in case if one of you goes down, the other can revivify the other.
All right. Well, anyway, I am sorry about all that, and I don't want to make it harder on you all. I also have no idea what to do about this low pause situation, if I'm being quite honest.
Yeah. So, while you were still in the tent, I tried to patch things up with Krusk. And I'd say I did. And Anwar's going to look to Chimera and Hunter.
A job?
Average, one might say.
Quite about there, yeah, I think.
Not my average, but
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyways, so I think there's a couple ways to handle the low pause situation.
Okay.
I think you could.
Mine's not working, so I want to know what you want.
Well, there's option A. You fight low paw. And you hope
Which
he
has
doesn't kill
already
you.
been soundly proven to be an awful idea.
Yeah, no,
By the way.
let's go on to the second option.
Okay, the option is we all fight low paw. And then it's like the first option, but we probably
No.
die because he sends his army after us.
I also
Yeah.
not sure how that would happen. Well, I guess it would have to be a different fight from the one he planned, or he's planning on.
I mean, I could try and sweet talk him and make it like not a battle to the death, so you can take your lumps.
I personally
Yeah,
prefer option 3, I believe, which should be coming, right?
What's your option 3? Because my option 3 is apologize.
Oh, thoroughly. On your knees,
Mm-hmm.
apologize.
You can say you were drunk. I'll say you went through my stash and got party rowdy, just party mad, and we're slinging messages left and right. You don't even want to know the stuff you said to Poe. Poe will be cool with it. He'll ride.
Yeah. Okay.
I was pretty afraid of him too, though.
Option D, just throwing this out there. We already worked with the guy once. Is there any sort of way, we do something to help him out, and that gets him off our back? Either that makes it even, or we work with him kind of in the same way we did with Cerebro, maybe to something we could both benefit from.
I think
I
that
mean,
the
I
problem with that is that we betrayed him immediately after that first time.
There's that.
Right.
You know,
I
to
figured
be
that
fair,
with
we were all
apologizing.
To be fair, we all decided to take the boat together. I know that doesn't fix what
Yeah.
I did, but we took that boat together.
that was a solid choice. I don't regret that one.
I don't either.
I figured doing a favor for him would be a part of the apology. I figured just saying,
I see.
either giving him something or doing something for him.
Okay.
Though we've, as Miss Chimera did say, have spurned him a couple times in the past.
Quite thoroughly.
And he generally doesn't like us.
Yeah.
So,
But you make a good point. That option C and D might be one and the same.
Now, y'all, I'd be good to dip into this when there aren't pioneers, but there's someone we could talk to that might help us figure out a good option, and that's Mazadon.
what is that, option E?
That's Plan M for Mazadon.
Yeah, I think Plan M for Plan M is a good one.
I think my concern with going that far up the ladder, though, is that Lopez cronies hate us too. Like,
Right.
so we knock
Well,
him off.
I
We
mean-
knock him down. They're gonna come at us. I think.
Well, Maz might have something for that, but we can. I don't know. I don't want to. It's a lot of ears right now.
Yeah, my thought is if anything happens to Lopal right now, we're immediately
Prime
suspect number 1.
Right.
So that really makes any kind of a
Yeah.
sneaky difficult.
Okay, so
And it's also probably abundantly clear that it's the y'all went and told my dad. Y'all went and told my dad.
yeah,
Like
we
told on me.
yeah, we went to the manager.
So maybe we take lumps first and then talk to Maz later.
Okay, well,
why not?
follow-up question to taking lumps.
Take a long game there.
Do we wait those 2 weeks and do it then, or do we, do I message him now to preempt that, just to say, hey, I don't want to fight
Message him.
you, etc.
Leave him alone for a minute.
Yeah, let it cool.
But also, I think maybe the sooner the better.
I'ma teach you something that has helped me out once or twice. And that's that's faking death. Like when someone hits you, like knowing like, all right, this is the one when you get hit, and like just pretend to die and we can drag you off and like, oh no, so sad about our friend dying, we should go grieve. And
Hunter
then
wants
we
you to play possum.
just change your identity, change your armor, go by a new name, practice a voice. You're a Goliath now. This is your new persona.
Hunter,
How's
I'm
his
not.
Goliath?
I was thinking about the possum thing, except there's the whole, murder tree thing that
Oh,
he's
he might
really a
try to
big
decapitate
fan
you.
of.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
All right,
And I
scratch
want to
possum.
say,
That ring will bring me
Yeah.
back. It won't put my head back on.
Yeah.
Correct.
See, I told you I thought I'd think of
Which
something
is
clever
why
and
we're here
stupid.
at this table right now.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we'll let.
doing good.
Clever and stupid, check.
You're right, though, Chimera. I can let it cool off for now. Be a little weird to come groveling just a few hours after I accept the challenge. I mean, he probably
No,
doesn't
but
even know
that's
that
the
I accepted the
point.
challenge.
You issued the challenge, correct?
No, I mean,
And it's been
I mean,
stewing for months.
just today, I shook hands with Kroska and all that. So Lil Paw probably hasn't even heard that I've accepted his 2-week challenge. I mean,
No, but he knows that you were challenging him.
right. I mean,
There's a challenge hanging either way.
Right. I just mean messaging him now to apologize might just be confusing.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do the apology in person.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Some
Yeah.
apology. Some things you don't say via text.
So we do
No.
that when we get there in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you imagine just being like, "Hey, sorry,"
Okay.
and being like, "I am on my way."
All right. Okay. Well, on a different subject, speaking of messages, do you remember when Arantis said he had, fought undead before? And Chimera, we had that discovery with your son.
My son. Yep. I remember.
We haven't talked to Arantis in a while, and maybe we ought to do that.
Be nice to get Aggie back in the group.
But it because he almost got us killed too.
I mean, I'm not saying he has to come to us, but if he knows perhaps something more about this... Richard, we're calling that they're vampires in universe. Is that the word they use?
You would have heard tales of vampires. Like that's the word that people would
Yeah.
use.
But if this is some sort of vampire or undead thing, he may at least know more about it.
I mean, to his defense, he was not okay with us killing people, which I get. And but this is slightly different. So he might be, more open to slaying some undead. It's kind of his thing.
Wonder what he's learned since we last saw him.
Cut to him just like in some library with a robot mustache. Bubble pipe.
See, I was thinking he was just like in the same spot, just like vibing in that like mossy tree area, just being like, "This is where I am.
Hasn't moved. He's been
I am
Yeah,
home once
I thought he was
more."
on a beach on the Leviathan Sea, like bringing a mocktail to his face, but he has no mouth, so he just like
It's like
And
an
then he gets
oil
called from us.
cocktail.
I have
Yeah.
learned how to R&R. Beach life.
Sometimes sand gets in my gears. Well, should we message him about this thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, how much do I say? Are we concerned about him knowing about the situation?
We
could
heard a
say, hey,
rumor about vampires. What do you think, Ronnie?
hey, Arantis, we discovered a body with fang marks that are similar to a vampire. Um, got
Help.
any information?
Yeah, okay. So
Hey,
yeah,
Boo, you up?
I am
Not
up.
enough.
Okay, yeah, so Richard, I will use sending to Arantis. And it'll be something like, Arantis, I hope you are well. What do you know about vampires? We found something that seems to match the legend of vampires. Any information?
If there is a vampire, get away from it immediately. I can be in STEM Garden within 12 days.
Okay. I relay that to the rest of the group. Well, we
Hey,
need
14 days?
12, I thought he said. So I relay that to the group. Well, if we are around a vampire, we need to get away from it, and he can be here in 12 days.
But that's fairy tales, right?
And it's
Are we
just around
convinced?
now that Knuckle comes through the door.
Speaking of fucking vampires.
Yeah,
Cake
the
of
second
devil.
the
Sorry.
second he does, Hunter like squeezes Cammy's hand a little bit in like preparation. Liv is in the man of the hour.
And just before we get into this, just wanted to say, I did not mean for Arantis to be about the same distance as it is until you have to deal with the Lopa situation.
Right.
I just mapped
worries.
out how far away he was. I'm like, oh, it's literally the same amount of time.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, actually, do you mind if we take 5 before we go into this next
Yeah,
stretch?
sure.
Sure.
Cool.
Let me hit
Let's
the
do
break
a little bit-
screen.
A little bit early of a bathroom break, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. We'll BRB and break. Yay, there we go, and there we go, and we're back, and I'll get music going, and I'm using my left hand because of popcorn fingers. But anyway, we are
Alrighty.
back.
So yeah, right after getting a message about like, if there are any vampires around, like stay far away from them. A potential vampire walks into this place. He's like, "Oh hey, how's it going, guys? You got a seat for me?"
Hey, come on in.
And he'll just kind of come on over, and he'll so many people instantly recognize him in there, and he'll just kind of go, "Oh yeah, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh yeah, how's your mother doing?" Stuff like that. Goes over to the bartender real quick. Bartender just gives him a free drink. Goes, "Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much." And he's gonna just grab the drink and go over and sit down. Real quick, does anybody have any science behind it's good to have a shot of something while you're recovering? Is there any actual science behind that?
Alcohol kills germs.
I think
That's
what
good
I'll
enough for me.
say.
So, I have heard that. I mean, there are soothing qualities of
Oh
booze
boy.
that can help you feel better temporarily. It does have the potential of like opening up your immune system, like weakening it a little
Yeah.
bit when you do that.
Yeah.
So
I'm
certainly
just
don't do it in excess, but I think a little sipping for
It
your
kills
throat.
germs. It's alcohol, Andrew. Your science doesn't make sense.
You're right. Let's just blast UV light up our assholes and drink bleach.
Yep. That's
God
what I
damn.
heard.
I'm just gonna keep on eating these Tide Pods over here.
Send
in
me
any
a
case,
challenge later, and
Yeah.
here we go.
in any case, he's gonna sit on over with you guys. So, you guys got a lot of story to tell, you know. You guys going off and finding a flare all by yourselves. That's way more than we ever told you to do.
Well, you know, one thing leads to another, and you end up killing a flare.
Well, you know, that's a really big accomplishment. You know, not many people can say that. And, like, nobody around here has been able to say that for a long, long time. So. that's
Well, I
pretty
wish more
impressive.
people were able to say it. Maybe we'd be in a slightly better situation.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. All right. So yeah, he's just kind of gonna ask for your story, and we don't need to have you guys go over all your story and stuff like that. So let's just assume that small talk goes on for a while, things like that. But if you eventually want to start working your way into certain types of conversation, go ahead, go for it.
Well, I'm gonna tell the recon story of like finding the borders and all that. But when someone else picks up telling a story, and especially like while Knuckle is talking, I want to like. He's a muscular gentleman, would you say?
Knuckle? Oh yeah,
Mhm.
for sure.
So he's got like he's got that like vascular, veiny beefiness.
He's very much like Sylvester Stallone
Mhm.
in like Rocky Balboa, the one where he's like 55 and like roided out. He's
Mhm.
kind of like that underneath his clothing. Like he's fairly well dressed, but underneath that, yeah, you can see all sorts of veins and stuff. Like it
Mhm.
almost doesn't seem natural how strong this guy, like, or like how buffed up and big.
While he's talking, I want to pay special attention to like some of the veins in his neck and see if I see like a heartbeat or like see like
Pulsing?
yeah, pulsing blood flowing through vein.
All right, give me. I guess that'd be perception if you're like specifically.
And try not to like zone in too hard. Just
Yeah.
Suddenly thinks that you're the vampire.
oh come on!
Absolutely not, darling. Roll that again.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks, Mama. Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah, like, come here. You see a quick thing where he's like, "Can I help you?"
What is with my rolls tonight?
Well, and I think too, just like he mentioned, like Hunter mentioned taking Kamira's hand. So I
Yeah.
think like even if they're just sitting next to each other, like holding hands, she can feel that little bit of tension and everything. So
Yeah. Given like I imagine a lot of this is lit by like flames and torches and stuff. Hard to tell the way that like kind of the flickering light goes.
Okay,
I-
keep your
it-
secrets.
I need to check a spell description, but I might try something too while we're sitting here for investigation's sake.
Okay. Uh,
So earlier when we said no funny business, this is what I was referring to.
sorry, I just missed what Tony said. What was it?
He's trying to do a zone of truth.
No, I'm not.
I'm guessing.
No.
Okay.
I'm not. But I'm not gonna do what I was gonna do anyway. No, I was gonna try to detect magic, but that's verbal, so I didn't want to do anything that could be perceived.
Oh, yeah.
Do
So
you plan
Knuckle,
on sticking around? Yes, go ahead. You go ahead. Thank
no,
you.
yours was more important.
I don't. It's not. Do you plan on sticking around after everything cools down after Ostera?
Oh, I'd like to, it's just right now business is pretty slow around here from what I've been hearing. So it seems like there's definitely some relationships to repair or make anew with the with the Silverbeards, and I don't know how smoothly that's gonna go. I think some of that depends on the election coming up and what kind of chief we got. But I would hope that I could stay here to help mend those relationships a bit, get business flowing here a bit more, and but then I'll probably continue on my way to see what's next. From what I'm gathering, the Empire it ain't fully out, and so if we're gonna try to get it out for good, and that means we still got work to do. We can't just, rest on things being okay up here. You know what I'm saying?
When you say fully out, you mean the territory to the east.
Yeah, they ain't fully out yet. So as long as they're still here, they're still here.
That is a
I
great Sylvester Stallone impression, by the way. It's just like,
That's the best I got under the circumstances.
it's great.
The sickness is working in your favor there, I think.
Okay.
I'm definitely not opposed to more business. I know Flash left a lot of his equipment behind, but we need traders and vendors and people that come in and out, and war isn't always the best for merchants.
Yeah, so that's a lot of what I do. I try to connect people and stuff, and try to get people trading and whatnot. Because when you know where everybody's trading, you tend to know a lot about their business, and it's easy to stay close. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that what you've been doing the past few months?
But yeah. When everybody hightailed out of here, taking their wares with them, I decided I'd do the same thing, play the part.
Gotcha. Well, what rounds did you make? I'm sorry if I
Oh.
derailed.
No, I've been up over in the what did I call that area? Go back to the world
The
map.
danger zone?
So I've not made names for everything yet because the Gangleton was down here, and then I called this something Orflow. Yeah, I've been over in Orflow, and I went down to Gangleton, and I got down to where there's still Empire presence. You keep on going east a bit more. I spent a little bit of time over near that area. Actually, I'm sorry, I just don't have it in front of me right now. This area had a whole lot Frenosha, something like that.
Sure.
So he's basically taken his ship and gone all along coasts and things like that.
Do you ever go by Nebel?
That far south? No, I don't go that far. I mean, pretty close, but not that far.
I heard that area is pretty dangerous. What the Empire still held up there. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't stay in the kind of Empire-controlled areas for very long. It's getting really bad over there. It's not like you've seen it before. It's getting a lot more weird and aberrant down there. You know, kind of like if you had like a big brother who was just like looming over your shoulder the whole time, but instead it was like squids kind of flying through the air and stuff, but still kind of looking over you from overhead. It's really creepy and stuff. And yeah, I didn't spend a whole lot of time there, but spent enough time, make appearances, make sure that people still had the idea that I was not exactly in favor of all these barbarians coming in and such.
Squids
You
flying
ever
through
worry
the
about-
air. Sounds pretty terrifying.
Yeah, kind of like how like here was looking like really bad for a while, and like all the Empire coalesced in a smaller area. That's kind of what it's like down there right now. Very, what would you call it, like guard state kind of.
Well, who's at head of the helm out there?
Oh, they got their various people and stuff, but there's one name that keeps on getting floated around. Name's Cerebro.
Huh.
Seems
All right.
seems to be the big one.
That's
You
the
ever
big-
worry about getting your mind read near all those, cultists and everything?
Oh yeah, that's why I, didn't stick around for long. I'm not trying to get caught up in everything. Get my brain eaten or something.
It must be hard considering a lot of people used to see you as the leader.
Yeah, well, they don't really know about that. I was able to keep my involvement with the resistance pretty close to the vest.
Hmm.
How, if you don't mind me asking?
Just hiding in plain sight.
Knowing what Hunter knows about this business,
Mm-hmm.
could he roll either an insight or an like a history check or something to like know what kind of stuff you would be talking about?
Sure.
Um,
Are you trying to? Well, what kind of stuff are you trying to know more about exactly?
the hiding in plain sight and not needing to protect his mind so much.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll either insight or history or whatever to see your general sense of or I guess investigation really, because you're putting pieces together, so it's investigation.
Great. That's the third of those that I'm not great at. Oh,
Except for when you roll well. This guy's a bold motherfucker. For going as far as like it definitely stands as odd to you. Like, how is he able to do this much and be like this, like, get in so deep? The only other person you've ever seen be that bold is the madam.
mm-hmm. You gotta teach me some of them techniques for keeping your
I've
head
heard that there are some trinkets that protect your mind. I think I might have heard a rumor that Fae have little tricks and doodads and things like that. I'd love
They
to
do.
get my hand on one.
Oh, you got to go over to the Great Forest. They got all sorts of things there. The Empire's not been able to get into the Great Forest for hundreds of years.
You've never run across any of things like that before?
Oh, well, I mean, might like have a little something, and he just kind of, he will kind of put his knuckle down on the table, but it will sound like metal, even though you don't see a metal thing there.
okay.
Fucking smart though.
Mm-hmm.
Tricks of the trade, I assume.
Yeah, that's what it is. You know, tricks of the trade and stuff. If you know, you know.
Now what?
If you don't know, you don't know.
I want to know.
I want to know what the best route of like just flat out asking him, yo, you a fucking vampire blowing kids up?
You just gotta.
Speaking of that,
Everybody that passes by in the tavern, you just gotta go. Oh, she's got a great neck, right?
Look at the neck on that one. Wow.
Bet
you
that
seem
buddy
like a
is
neck
full
guy,
of blood.
right?
Mhm. Boobs, butt, or neck? What do you like?
They seem real
that's-
juicy, don't you think?
That's,
It's like
that's a real tough one. There's a lot of parts of a woman that I like.
Liar!
insight.
How does he like his
Speaking of
steak? Real raw or?
Oh no, I like it rare.
Speaking of that area, do you ever get by Castle Hill?
Oh yeah, I've been around there, but you know, people usually go around it. It's there's lots of stories around there. People generally they avoid that.
Been
Stories
hearing
like
a lot
what?
of children going missing out of there, actually.
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Sight!
Yes, please. Are we literally all doing that?
I'm not gonna sully the field with my poor insight mods.
Damn.
I'm not exact. I don't remember what my motivation was,
panicking.
but I remember
I'm
giving
panicking.
Audra good insight.
Uh,
Obviously, whatever I gather with a 22 Richard, I'm not gonna say
Yeah,
in the
me and my
moment.
buddy
but-
Anwar.
which part were you inciting? The part about has he been near Castle Hill, or the part about he
The
wouldn't
kids.
know anything
You
about
didn't know-
kids?
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's a 22, which is pretty darn good. I would say that, like, you have nothing to pin on him, but you have a sense that he's not being truthful when
Okay.
he says that.
So something's amiss, but it's not like I know the actual thing.
Yeah. There's just something about it that you're like, I'm not.
it.
I'm calling bullshit on that one.
Okay.
Cammy, this pub mix is a little salty. My sweet tooth's acting up. You have one of them candy bars in your pocket? You want to split one of them candy bars? Or are we out of them?
Yeah. Let me look. I'm gonna go rooting through my pack for one of those candies from the candy store.
Mm-hmm. That he
Because
frequented and
we
like bought all
like
the
a
stock
bag
of.
of them, I want to say.
Yeah, I think you did.
Much
Yeah, you
like
did.
a woman digging through her purse, she pulls out like a two or three, and is just like,
Oh, hell
just
yeah.
still looking.
Anwar, you want to splitsies? Go splitsies on one.
I'm good actually.
And I'll turn to Knuckle and say, it was almost hard getting these. Like, dude we talked to said he was selling out left and right of these things.
Oh, I know these things. Yeah, these are real good.
Hate this
Oh,
motherfucker
go-
Did he,
so
did
much.
he just,
I
did
hate
he
it.
just
I hate
take
it.
it and pocket it?
Yeah,
What did
hate
he
it.
do?
Go ahead.
No, he's just looking over. Like, oh yeah, those
Oh,
are
okay.
really good. You have
Hell,
any
you want
extra?
one? Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you got extra, sure.
Has he eaten or drinking anything since he sat down? Is he like accepting the booze but not drinking the booze? Is he like dumping it
No,
into
no,
like a potted plant beside him? Like
No, he's been drinking it.
I don't think he's a vampire, guys. I think he's just supporting the vampires, or the vampires were like an opportunity, and they're like, "Let's go."
He's a
go eat the
vampire
kid."
ally.
What if
You
he's
gotta-
doing the
You gotta
same?
chill. You're gonna blow our cover if you don't chill right now.
What if he's doing the same thing that Hunter was doing with like Leshe and the goblins and all these
Yeah.
other groups, where it's like finding other assistants?
in cahoots.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Does he like scarf this candy down? Is he like enjoying it, or is it like a reluctant like, oh yeah, yummy?
Yeah, he takes that as like, oh man, it's been a while since I had these, but Yeah, you can go over to Crab Claw. I think you could still get some there. They,
And that's where we got him, right?
I was just in Crab Claw on my way up here, and I'm really happy to see the guy who works at the candy shop still works there. He does good stuff.
Oh, you regular over there?
Well, I do a fair amount of business between Riverbed and Crab Claw, so yeah, I mean, that's...
Was he in danger? You said you were surprised to still see him working there. Or you just mean because of the new, folks that have
Oh
settled
yeah,
in?
a lot of people got displaced after Lopal came in and everything, but he's still working there. He's still doing good stuff.
The peanut butter candies were quite good.
Yeah, it was more like the taffy thing for me that I always liked.
Mm.
Yeah,
back to her food.
I got hooked on them by the madam. The madam gave them to me, and I was like, these are good.
What if the God damn it.
All right, so
How is-
pause. So, okay,
I've
so what
got
have we
nothing
established
on this
here?
guy right now. We've got fucking nothing.
Yeah, because it seems like he's just doing his rounds. Like, we don't know what's up with the shady kid stuff, but obviously the candy bars, not obviously, it's seeming more like the candy bars are either a front for him for like getting into places that he would use to like
Because
trade.
he was selling this stuff.
Okay, so Knuckles not an idiot. He's a
Knuckles
rebel.
not an idiot. He's
a
rebel
rebel
leader.
spy that evades capture from the Empire by traveling around the world. This is his
Yeah.
bread and butter.
Yeah.
He picks up and goes when he needs to because that's his life. He's not going to
And
confess to his crimes.
And I hate him for it. Aside
He
from
has
being like
said-
to kill anybody.
He has said he's been in the southern region recently.
Yes.
So
Near
that
the
is
danger
correct.
zone. Yeah.
Near the danger zone. So you've already raided his house. You haven't found
Done
a journal
nothing.
that says I've done these crimes.
Right.
So he's
You haven't found his crime
yeah.
journal?
oh, me a child, so sweet. Could a man be even better?
I
we're-
do not think that he himself is a vampire though. I think he is either helping vampires
Or recruiting.
or it's a hey, this is my one true army to fight the flayers and blah.
So outside of ripping the information from his skull,
We're-
and
It's a dead end.
Damn it. When does Artem get back? Can he hop in for like 5 minutes?
actually, I would say, could we skip forward
Yep.
an hour or so and see if him getting liquored up a little bit will loosen his tongue at all?
Sure.
Playing with booze,
Ooh,
that's not bad.
and to keep us sharp, I'm going to like. I do need to make some rounds in the tavern to talk up Paw, but also when I hit up the bar to bring drinks back to our table, I want to have ours watered down and his full strength.
I will say that there's a limited amount of time that he'd be hanging out with you, probably no more than an
Mhm.
hour. And he's probably not going to get drunk enough within an hour.
Okay.
At,
So-
some,
But maybe just like a good shake hand goodbye and just
at some point, Richard, would he
Mhm.
get up to get one of the rounds, or is it more like a barmaid's coming around and checking on us?
Probably a barmaid's going around checking
Okay.
on you guys.
Okay.
But yeah, at some point he would be like, well, guys, it's been really good hanging out with everything, catching up and all. And, listen, if you all want any, missions coming directly from me, if you want to talk directly with me, you can speak directly to Poe. And Poe's got a way he can contact me real fast, and between Poe and everybody else, you can get in touch with me real quick, okay? And if I think of something like a good mission for you guys, then I'll definitely let you guys know, because you guys are probably the best team we got right now.
Oh, we are fucked.
What is next on your quest book?
Well,
Knuckle?
right now we gotta get the Empire out of the rest of the region. I'm not entirely sure why they're still where they are. So definitely doing some recon. Hunter, I know you've been going around, stuff like that. But maybe it's just like a little more like infiltration type kind of thing. That might be good to do. And then that's really the main thing. We just got to figure out how do we get them the rest of the way out of the far lands, you know? And then that's their problem over in the Eastlands then.
Do you have any tips on how to do that? What's the best way to suss out your enemy? Because so far, we've just been going in guns blazing.
Well, the name that they keep on saying right now about some guy named Cerebro. So if there's a way that we can get in towards him, then that would be really good. Problem is, you know, that Cerebro's probably a Flayer and he's probably pretty smart. So trying to get into him, I got some concerns. But if there's anything we could do, you know, maybe lieutenants, you know, kind of work your way lower. Anybody that he's relayed information to, so that way we can tell why are they still here and what's going to get them to go the rest of the way. It's awfully strange that they just left a whole bunch of towns. But they're clearly gathering around the bay for some reason. I don't know what it is, but we got to find out.
We never figured out the why to that either, right? We just know that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he told
It's a
you guys
big
that
position of power.
he told you guys that he was gonna be like clearing out of the Farlands, and he's not totally out of it yet. So I don't think you guys would know fully why yet, because like it looks like he honored his deal almost completely, but not quite completely. So
We can call him up and ask why.
pretty
Yeah.
much, it's true. There's nothing stopping you from doing that.
Okay. Quick question to the group. During this hour, would we have, like, asked Knuckle for his recommendations or opinions about how we deal with the low pause situation? Or is that something we want to keep in group?
I think that's something that might be okay to keep close to the chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because there was already kind of upset with just attacking people and then word of us questioning new management might not be a good look.
Because
Yeah.
Lowpaw, like,
That's fair.
Lowpaw's a step above Knuckle, technically, right? In the hierarchy.
Mhm.
He is now.
Yeah. So.
Low Paw is definitely above Knuckle. Knuckle was just within like
Right,
a
yeah.
little resistance group. Low Paw's one of the big three.
Yeah. So I
They
don't know
were
if
initially
talking-
separate, but then
Right.
it got pushed
But,
over.
yeah, but so I just mean to what people are saying. Talking to Knuckle about it is like asking for his opinions on like his boss's boss or whatever.
Oh,
and it's, like,
yeah.
not worth it. It definitely like whenever he gets up to go, like Audra will like immediately turn it to just. I'm sure this surprises nobody, but reading him when he said he knew nothing about what was happening to the children, I don't know what he knows, but he definitely was not telling the truth. I'm sure that's a shock to no one.
At some point during the evening, Anwar was going to ask who Knuckle is supporting for the local election.
Okay. That I think he would really be focused on like who's going to be better for opening up business in the region. And so Igor would be very much like those backstabbing Silverbeards need to pay, and we need to find a way to make them pay, pretty much. Like, we can't just let them run all over us again, because otherwise we're going to be idiots. Just, like, having them backstab us the next time the Empire rolls in. Like, we can't trust them at all. We got to take care of that one way or the other. Whereas Paw would probably, like, I don't know, man. Like, times have been tough for everybody here. I'm sure they were pressed up against hard situations. I think we gotta extend some kind of olive branch. Let's not be dumb about it or nothing, but you know, we gotta build alliances where we can. So I think Knuckle would be siding with Paw, especially because Paw and Knuckle have been like more local over the past 30 years.
Interesting.
However, Knuckle would also, if you were asking his opinion about it, also be like, listen, I like Pa. I'd like to be supporting him and all, but the thing is, like, if he wins, I just don't know how many people he's got with him, because like there's people when you got people with you, and then there's times where you got people with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, well, you just gotta think about, like, all right, you're elected. Who you got protecting you? Because once you're in power, you just constantly protecting your title.
Sounds like you're more leaning toward Igor then.
I'd like to vote for Pa. I don't see it working out for him.
Do you think Pa would be in danger if he were elected?
I think whoever gets elected would be in danger. The question is how they're going to handle the danger, and I'm not sure if Pa is up to the task unless you all are fixing to be his bodyguards for the rest of your days.
Panamar's going to look at Hunter when he says that.
Hunter's gears are turning. Are you looking for a vocal response, or just see where his head's
No,
at?
it would just be a look.
Gotcha. He's searching the middle distance.
Well, speaking of, better get out there. There's lots of more people to meet and greet and stuff. But hey, listen, been a really good hour. Appreciate it and all. And I hope I'll see you around. We get to work together and do real good stuff. Real good stuff.
Right on.
Good luck to you, Knuckle.
You too. And he's going to head on out.
So he's lying through his teeth.
Hold on,
I have a
real
question.
quick. Each of you, as he is wont to do, he incites everyone that he meets. So for everybody who's been like inciting him, I need deception checks to like hold off that you guys are suspicious of him. Well, I guess we'll do a group check. I don't want it to be ultra disadvantage.
It's going to be ultra disadvantage.
Ultra, darling, roll that again.
Okay. Is there what's the timeline you see with that nat 1 on deception? Oh no!
This
Wow.
Oh no!
Oh. So
What happens to me?
Oh
Span-
no!
from crit 1 to 22.
Okay. I will allow.
We have the entire range.
I will
Can I
allow
try luck?
I will allow everyone to make an insight real quick.
Oh goodness.
I can't hide it, but I can read him like a book, apparently.
This is my child. Please. Please.
There.
Fuck you.
So, you all get the sense that the conversation went along pretty well. He didn't suspect you guys of like hounding and interrogating him or anything. But in that one exchange where he said, "Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that," you were able to tell that he picked up from Audra that she was not believing him, and he gave a little. Well, no, that's weird.
I went,
Like that,
so what do you know about that, huh?
It wasn't that bad, but it like Audra gave a tell that she wasn't fully believing, and he also kind of gave a tell of like he noticed something was off with Audra, but then he just never addressed it, and it was just kind of this unspoken thing for a while.
Nat 1 deception, 23 insight. So like he
Yeah.
knows. So he knows. I know he knows.
Yeah, basically.
Not just
That's-
nat 1. 2 nat 1s.
Two
Yep.
nat ones.
Question.
I'm sorry, Sid. It was
Yeah.
a Nexus event.
Audra has scry, right? Or scrying eye?
I have clairvoyance. But it's
Fuck.
not quite the same thing.
God damn it. I was like, grab his fucking tankard. We have his saliva. Let's go.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
Damn it.
What level is scrying? Is it 5?
I think it's up there. Yeah, that was the last campaign, Sid.
I'm fine.
Can you reach into your multiverse and pull out the dragon eye? It is a 5th level, yeah, and I don't think... Oh, it is a cleric spell. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, no, Sid, I don't have it currently. I could...
He's away from the table at this point, yeah? Did he, like, scoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're...
What a fucking waste of time.
Well, Sid, if, like, Chimera's asking stuff along those lines, though, well, if he's in town for some amount of time, I could drop one of my clairvoyant spells in his home.
And what would that do exactly?
If he's not home.
Well, if he's doing something there, I would be able to see him do it.
Well, we know. All right, we know he's in town. If he's in town, he should be staying at home. If we go the whole night and we don't see him in there, we'll know he's not staying at home, which is another fishy situation altogether, right? So we
Do we
learn
know
something.
Do we know where his home is, though? Does he have a
We know
permanent
where his
residence
home
here?
is.
Well, they searched it. If we know where he's staying this evening, and we're lucky enough to catch him in the middle of something, I have 10 minutes that I can see through that orb.
That's a little window of time for an entire evening.
I know. Maybe. Okay.
What if we do this thing where we do the thing that the kids do in Sandlot, and we like make a little like tree house, and we just stake out the location. And
Yeah,
and-
I was thinking like if we know where he is and we like stake it out, and like maybe someone else, like if we watch him go in and then perhaps we see someone else enter at another point in the evening, maybe that's when we drop it just to see what they're talking about.
But Hunter has the option of either A, following and stalking Knuckle, or campaigning for his dad.
And he did just totally show us that he's got like invisible fucking rings on his finger. What's the likelihood that his house isn't equipped to deal with that shit?
Mhm.
I was
True.
thinking that too.
Yeah.
He's
And-
also like a spy.
Yeah, and yeah, Audra, like I said, would relay once he's gone, she would relay the like, hey, yeah, so he knows we were trying to get information out of him about the kid thing. He's definitely hiding something, but he knows we were trying to get it out of him.
Alright, he doesn't necessarily know that based on what you saw. What you saw is he noticed that you didn't believe him when he said it.
Okay. But from my insight, I still know he was still hiding something.
Yep.
It still wasn't the whole truth. Richard, real quick, this is a thought that also just occurred to me during the whole maybe vampire talk. Can you remind me the context of Arantis putting those symbols on our map?
There was no context.
He was just like, I feel these in my bones. Let me mark them for you.
Pretty much.
Okay.
You never got any explanation as to why.
And we haven't
It's partially
investigated.
probably why we haven't investigated.
Sure.
is
Right.
because we have
Which
no
is
context.
what I wanted to bring up was Audra. Well, I know this is only somewhat related to what we talked about, but I've had a thought. If Arantis was meant, and his kind were meant to combat the undead, and these symbols were sort of on his mind, is it possible that the places he marked were places where the undead were seen or emerged or came from? And if so, Chimera, Castle Hill is one of those places.
Yeah, but I don't have a link. We don't have anything.
Right, I'm not saying I know what happened there, but
Right, no,
I'm
and
saying
I'm not
it's just
attacking.
worth
I'm
looking.
sorry, it's just
no, it might be worth looking into.
The only clue you've really had is that he put out a hand holding a flame right where the Temple of Onatar was.
Right.
But that's all the clue you really have as
Yeah.
to what these things could mean.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Spots like that, or
My-
perhaps another power source like the Soul Forge was. He did mark the
My
temple.
guess is that they were once said elven, right? either
Right.
elven or ancient civilizations, locations where they used to be. So there's probably ruins of some kind.
Well, and Kamira, you said that in the alternate world he was stuck in the Soul Forge, right?
Yep.
If there's something like that down there, I suppose that would be a reason to be stuck exploring.
Unless
Okay.
he's stuck down the dead.
Well, the
Well-
closest one to us that we haven't explored is this one up here, peeking into the stormy sea. Northeast of us, east of the Cold Bay.
Yeah, you guys have never been there, so don't know what that's about.
But that would be away from every other goal we have right now.
Right.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. Knuckle for now is a dead end. We could try and tail him. We could try and bug his house and try and listen in for 10 minutes.
I don't think
Or
it'll
Hunter,
work.
you could try and, tail him and risk being spotted and blow up our spot.
Hmm.
Another option is we get Arantus here. He said he'll be here in 12 days. We head to Castle Hill, not Silent Hill. that's a
Silent
different
Hill.
place. It's a different place with horror, spooky things. This is Castle Hill.
Different scary
Totally
things.
different.
Everyone's vocal performances have to get really bad.
Totally bad.
We should head down there anyways to find out if this is possibly another thing we should probably be aware of. We could also find out what Cerebro's up to as we get closer. We're also not far from Rain. If she ever wants to rejoin us. There's a lot going on in that region.
Mhm.
Outside of Audra's duel with Lopa, which they don't necessarily have to wait 12 days for. We could try and go and talk to him before then, or, figure
That
out
might even
something.
be best to sort of preempt it if we can.
Visit him on the way through.
Maybe.
But I do think that we should get Arantus with us. He is, as far as we know, the only person that has any experience fighting any kind of undead. This tall man might be something like it.
I could ask him. I can still send another message today. And he said he's 12 days away. I don't know in what direction, but there may be a spot we could meet up with him on our way too.
That's true.
I definitely want some sort of preparation before we go to Crabclaw, though. However early we decide to go. Not really
can-
in the mood to go in the morning, if you catch my drift.
We can take a couple days, but we can let Poe and the rest of the Resistance know that we're checking out the area for disappearances and seeing if it's Empire related, and can conduct our own investigation while we do it. We can get some answers and hopefully figure out what happened to your son.
Shall I ask Arantus about this tall man?
I would ask where he is too, and if we can meet him somewhere. But I'm guessing he went north.
We'll see. I'll do that, Richard. I'll use, this is actually my 4th level slot I'm going to use for this. Do we, I know we did it in Central, Richard. Are we doing, I don't know if I need it for this message, but are we doing the higher spell slot means more words?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. So I'll still be around 25. Hello again, Arantus. Where are you exactly? And have you ever heard any stories about an undead known as the Tall Man? And what was the other thing I need to ask?
Where is he?
Oh, no, I asked that. I asked where he was. I thought there were 3 things. Where he is and the Tall Man. Or maybe that was it.
Oh, wasn't there a "Can you meet us somewhere"?
Oh,
or
yeah,
not?
yeah. And is there a place we could meet? So, do you need me to recap that, Richard, or you got it?
No, that's
Okay.
good. Hello, Audra. I am in the Great Forest, already on my way to you. I could meet somewhere near the old wall. And then as far as the tall man goes, I do not know of any tall men that you speak of.
Okay.
Where will we meet?
He has to wait till tomorrow for that answer.
Well, he's already on his way towards you. So.
Yeah. I relay all of that to the group.
Great Force is where we were, right?
No,
No,
the
Great Force is
Force,
Pixieland, right?
It's literally labeled right out here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was zoomed in.
Yep, there you go.
What do I see?
Yeah,
Just walking along the ocean floor.
That other
Like
that
the thing
other
from It Follows.
yeah. But yeah, he can meet you along. There's this. Basically, you would know the lore about Horatio's wall. It was a wall that was built, like, probably a couple thousand years ago at this point, but has since been basically demolished for the most part. But the ruins of it are still there. But it was once a great divider line between the lands of Linolia and this other area that currently doesn't have a name. It was Lobel.
Did you take that from Hadrian's Wall, by the way?
Yep. It's like Hadrian's Wall, but it's Horatio's Wall.
Gotcha.
Well,
Andrew gets it.
we
Mhm.
could tell him to meet us at that wall. We could get ourselves prepared and head to Crab Claw, and then I don't know. The quickest way over there is, I guess, to this town.
Yeah, you could just kind of follow the route down this way if you wanted to.
And the wall's this thin white line, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's supposed to be kind of like runes.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that puts us near Castle Hill for Sid stuff.
Yep.
What if we get there and they're like, we don't know who you're talking about, we just kill people? Which is totally likely. But man, how satisfying would that be?
Well,
Sorry.
then that's one thing off our list.
Who's the who in your statement, Sid? Sorry.
Huh?
When you said we don't know who you're talking about?
Oh,
Who you're referring
like,
to?
if I'm like, hey, y'all killed my kid, or y'all ate my kid, and they're like, I don't even know you. Like,
Gotcha.
one of those moments, which is totally, I mean, why would they know who the little dead boy is?
I don't even
It
know
was
who
a
you
Tuesday. Yeah.
But also, Sid, they would say that if they did know.
That's true.
So you should probably be prepared for that answer no matter what.
That's true. And I said that in, like, unsatisfying, not from Sydney the player, but from
Yeah,
Chimera,
yeah.
who's been hunting down answers and doesn't get the one she wants.
Yep.
All right, can people see my little blood trail?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, what?
I gotta
Pretty
zoom in
good.
a little bit, but I see it, yeah. This guy, right? The little red dots?
I
think
like
that's
the idea of stocking up with like the local brewery and like kind of hawking crates as we go, at least to give us a cover for like traveling salespeople.
I mean, we don't really need a cover for going out to Crab Claw, though, right? I mean, the challenge was public.
Yeah.
Then there's the rest of the way. Like if you're looking to
Right.
have something to do along the way.
Right.
Like Hunter.
What if?
Sorry, you mean a cover story for the people out there, not here.
Hmm.
My mistake.
These are free lands, right? Do we need a cover story?
Right, that's why I was
I
a
don't think
little
so. But
confused.
what if we went directly to Knuckle and we're like, hey, you know what? Kamira's looking for somebody that killed her kid and she noticed weird ass bite marks and we're on our way down to Castle Hill and we're gonna do this under this like disguise. Like we're gonna pretend to be salesmen. Like, would that be like too much?
I'm with you.
Just tell them the whole
Yes.
fucking plan?
Yes.
That might be a little bit of a tip of the hat.
I'm in.
Yes.
Well, it'd be a
I'm in,
deliberate
I
tip
got
of
it.
the hat.
I'm with you. I got it.
It's throwing your hat at him.
I am yeeting the hat and I'm like, fuck you, take my hat! Like, yeah.
Because if he is involved, he's like, well, I'm glad I know that now. Let me tell my superiors.
Let me
Right.
tell
If
the
he's not
vampire
involved,
lords.
he's like, what a weirdo lady.
What
Anyways,
a
bye.
weird chick. See you later.
yeah.
Hmm.
Ah,
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
let's do that even harder.
No!
Oh,
Kamira, no!
Follow-up question. Kamira, where have Luke and Keon been all day?
They were walking around a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Doing festival shit.
Luke knows to avoid.
Oh, they're
shit.
playing egg toss.
You know, I should probably go actually. And she's gonna...
You go out and look around, and eventually you do find your daughter and Luke in a bit of a confrontation with your ex-husband.
Yep.
Never mind. I go back into the bar.
You know,
Bar the door. We're in here for the rest of the year.
if he loses his head, it's on him.
If he dies, he dies.
Oh, I wasn't joking, by the way. That is what you see.
Yeah, I got that.
Just making sure.
Don't suppose we can't do this here right now, huh?
Sorry, did you go out to them? Or are you saying that?
Yeah,
Did you
Lots
leave
of
wanting us to come with you, Sid, or was this like a I'm out move?
Oh no, that was a like, oh shit, and like she like tossed some money down and she
Okay.
she got up. Because
Hunter
Sydney
needs
was
to
thinking that,
campaign
I was
anyway.
like, they'll be fine.
Hunter needs to start campaigning anyway, so I think he'll leave with her, at least out the door.
Okay.
Audra will probably go to her mom's old house, where I assume her mom just is now, since it's safe to recover more.
Yeah, if you wanted her to reclaim her old house, then yeah. you
Yeah,
could
I
totally
think
do
this
that.
would just be, especially at this point in the day / night. This isn't Audra needs to go home and rest time, unless
Okay.
somebody is like, "Hey, can you accompany me?" Then she's gonna go do that.
Okay. All right, you can go ahead and do that. And Anwar, are you heading out to go campaign with Hunter? Are you going off to go back up Chimera? Are you going off on your own to do something else? What are you doing?
Mia's going to go confront her ex-husband.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to stop them from preventing each other and just be like, can we leave?
You-
Can
you
we
definitely
do
gonna-
this outside?
You're definitely gonna walk in on a number of them out near a number of different stalls and stuff like that, various things, and you're just gonna overhear Gregor saying like, "What are you even doing? You're not her father."
I roll insight to see if she needs my help. 23. She seems pretty good, right? She's got this handled. She doesn't need.
At the same time,
Um,
though, you just see like that look after it's just one thing after another, and it's just that one more thing, and you're just like, I'm done. I could just walk away. I could go take a walk into the ocean, and it would be fine. It's one of those moments.
You see it as a thing, like, for a second you see Gregor like grab Keon's arm to be like, "Hey, no, you're not leaving," and you can tell like Keon could probably just like bring up a sword and like cut this guy down almost immediately.
My baby girl.
She can completely handle herself. The issue is more that like she's got these baggy clothes that are covering her like special armor, and she's got a backpack that's hiding her tentacles, and like the more that is getting ruffled with, the more likely something is going to get exposed. So with all of that going on, Chimera, I'll give it to you first. What are you gonna try to do?
I'm gonna try to grab Gregor's wrist and like do the pinch to like try to get him to let go.
All right, let's get some opposed athletics.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, you freaking grab it with that motherly instinct, and one hell of a grip that you've developed as you've been training. You're not fucking around today.
Not at this point.
And he rolled well, but you've got the inspiration for it. And and he's gonna immediately let go of Keon as he's focusing on you now.
Anyone else here, Richard roboting?
No.
No.
Oh, it's just me. Be right back.
I'm guessing we were all roboting.
Oh, there's this ugly, stupid face. Just kidding. It's a really great drawing. I love whoever drew it.
It is really good art. It's a bit Thorish.
Like, I would be like, who's that hottie if I didn't hate him?
It loaded in
Okay.
on like just his eyebrows for me, like just this.
I am the god of eyebrows.
As he lets go, you are creating a scene where there doesn't need to be one.
Are you intimidating, persuading? What are you doing?
Persuading a little bit. Like, maybe don't do this here, homie. Like, we could take this outside. We could leave town and take care of it there.
If you're persuading, I think I need a bit more persuasion stuff. Right now, it just sounds like an intimidation. Are you trying to get? Are you? But if you're offering an alternative, then you can go ahead and do persuasion.
There's a lot to this situation that you don't know, and I think it would behoove you to hear all of it.
All right. Go ahead and roll that persuasion.
I'm fine. Guess who's got buckle on persuasion? It's me.
Hey! He's gonna kind of huff. Be like, fine. But we talk about all of this outside the city walls.
A little bit. Yeah. Deal.
This time.
You want to do this now, or should we do this later?
If you want to do it now, we can do it now. Otherwise, we can do it after the event, after the sun goes down. But I want to do it tonight.
Tonight, then.
I'll be
Leave
outside.
her be.
I'll be outside the gates,
All right, then.
and I'll be watching to make sure you're not going sneaking around or nothing.
Darling, you couldn't stop me if I wanted to sneak around. I will see you there.
Fine. And he'll just kind of pull his arm away from you and strut off.
Son of fuck.
All right. So, Anwar, you were just there with her. Is there anything you two say to each other before I cut over to Hunter?
I think as Chimera was about to turn over, Amor was fixing up to throw a bunch of the pyrotechnics flashbangs for a quick escape. And he's like, all right, just one more wire, and this is. Do we not need it? Do we not need the flashbang?
Maybe
I was
later.
ready. I had to reload my power. So, are we all good on that?
I think so for now. Thank you, though, darling.
Yeah.
And thank you for being in the bar and just being around a very bad day.
Amor's gonna kind of go to Miss Chimera, and he's gonna do that
There.
there.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Speaking of figuring things out, cutting over to Hunter, who is figuring out is he going to campaign for his paw? Is he not? I think by all of this time you've gotten the sense that it's probably the right thing for Paw to get elected. It seems like even just from your own nat 20 of convincing people, yeah, he can get advisors, he can find the resources to make the right calls, and he's gonna look out for the local, the little guy. He's gonna do all those things. It is also the dangerous thing to do, that it could put Paw's life in danger. So, what's he gonna do with that?
I think spreading the good word is kind of number one, but is also the vehicle to get him to the right people to talk to about security. And like there are going to be other local heroes and other heroes from out of town that, you know, might be watching some of the other contests or something that he can see are like experienced fighters or something. And he's going to try to buddy up to them a little bit and talk about, you know, if he's going to be running this town, he's going to need a security detail. And like, you know, if y'all cut mustard, we can make ourselves a happy little sandwich. Something folksy like that. But yeah, so campaigning and finding those key security detail people, or at least the hookups for security.
Go ahead and make an investigation check real quick, as you're kind of going around trying to
Okay.
see what the best security situations are for you.
Since it is such a dense and rich population of opportunities, could I roll advantage on that?
Say no, but you could take 10, or probably don't have enough time to take 20 anymore, but you'd have enough time to take 10.
Well, 10 would get me 10, so I'm gonna roll for it.
Oh. Okay, so you don't get any extra insight into who the best security would be, so you're really just kind of looking around being like, who are the toughest people, but it seems like sellswords and stuff would probably be your best bet to basically buy security for them, unless you're going to do the security yourself.
You know what? I'll talk to Pinky another time. Pinky'll get me sorted right out. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, you talk to Pinky, and Pinky's like, oh yeah, like, you know, till the day I die, I'll defend that guy.
Hell yeah. We'll find you more people, sidekicks and stuff, and we'll scrap together a ragtag team of security. Get them like matching suits or something.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun. Yours would be sleeveless, of course.
Okay. So yeah, you go to Pinky, and he's like, I can drum something up that'll tie us over at least a while. There are issues of the fact that these other tribes that have come in are like entire tribes of warriors, whereas Pinky's just could probably scavenge up like a crew, to like physically protect them, like bodyguards. But if there were like entire waves of people coming in, then that could be an issue. But
he's not ready for a coup.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he'd be personally protected for a while. I think you can at least get that. But as far as like an entire coup of everything, but that would, I don't know. It seems like Mazadon was the one who was like, hey, I'm putting you two half brothers in charge until you have a fair election. So if they're gonna like do a huge coup and undo the election, they'd have Mazadon to deal with too, perhaps. So he's got some level of protection. He's not a sitting duck either.
Cool. Well, what about the schmooze rolls?
I was about to say, so now that you've kind of figured that part out, if you feel totally confident, ready to go, you can head out there and start campaigning to see if you can convince some of the other tribes. Specifically, you're going after other tribes people rather than locals, because you've already got the locals.
Oh, yeah, we got that vote.
But getting these like really hardened warriors that were in Berserkshire that may have ancestral ties to this town, to this city, but haven't been here in a while. Those are the people you're going for right now.
Okay. I would like to, in order to assist me through the evening, I would like to arm myself with 7 gold to, like, for purchasing beverages and tips and like gifting to assist me in the schmoozing. And then I also want to use my Berserkshire memories or like experience to relate to them, relate to the people. war stories or something, talking
Mhm.
about boot camp, and then share about how like Paul he's been a tough man of the earth. He's uses his bones and muscle to get him everything he has in this world, and he shares as much of that as he can with the people, and he's given more than he has to this town, and he's been doing it since as long as like I've been adopted. My entire life I've seen Paul give and give and give to this community. And with you becoming a part of this community, he's going to give and give and give to you too.
With all that, yeah, I'm gonna give you inspiration on this, which is basically advantage.
Woohoo! All right, persuasion.
I appreciate the digging through and finding all of the things to go for. All right,
19 ain't bad.
19 ain't bad. So it's coming down to the luck of elections, and that is definitely pushed your luck much more favorably.
Now all we can do is pray.
Yep. So coming down now to just rolling percentile dice for the swing voters. Anybody else want to do anything before this election happens? As the sun starts to go down in between these two pillars in the kind of what do they call it? Come on now. The Stonehenge kind of structure that they built. Is there anything else that people want to do? Because like basically just during this kind of golden hour is when the final rounds of elections are going off, where people are tossing their colored discs into each of the piles to see who will be the one to win.
No, like I said, I just headed home.
Okay.
I come up with such a good slogan for Igor. It takes a bastard to run a bastard. Written in skywrite on the sky.
Well, you're gonna have to contend with our whole motto, which is a moral compass that can lead to a brighter future.
Yeah, that's not gonna fit on a bumper sticker. That's too
You're
wordy.
right. A moral compass to lead us home.
I think it needs to be more like
More punchy.
possum.
No, that's in the bin. That was one of the first ideas we threw in there.
Alrighty.
I don't think so. Sorry, I'm afraid if Paul wins, it could get him in trouble. And everyone else in trouble.
Hey, life's all about trouble. He's getting into the right kind of trouble.
It's true. I will ironically stay apolitical in this, which is funny, because I don't do that for anything else.
Oh, that's still on.
D&D lets you live all out your fantasies, like not having to be fully invested in every election.
Oh, man.
So,
I miss youth.
the sun starts to finally go down on this equinox. And as the sun goes down, all sorts of torches start to light up. And you start to hear all of the kind of nighttime crickets and all these other kind of sounds that start coming out, and people are just kind of anxiously waiting. There's some drumming that's kind of happening. Boom, 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 boom. As people are getting like really ready to again. Paul's just like, oh shit, boy, this might actually be happening. I never in my life did I think that this was gonna be what I'd be doing. And finally, you're just gonna have this same announcer guy kind of come forward and say, all right, the elections are in. And he starts kind of tallying out. 1 for Iger. 1 for Caleb. 1 for Iger. 1 for Caleb. 1 for Iger. 1 for Caleb. And finally, it just kind of going through each of the bins. One for Iger, one for Caleb, one for Iger, one for Caleb. One for Iger, one for Caleb.
We're there for 40 days.
And then eventually, there's not that many voters, luckily. Eventually it goes, one for Iger, one for Caleb. No more for Iger. 1, 2, 3, 4 more for Caleb. And the whole
Recount.
town
We
was
need to
just-
get.
the whole town's just like, oh shit. There's like no point in recounting because it literally just went like 1 for 1, one for
Mhm.
1. Like it was very clearly counted out. Everybody's just like, holy shit, that just happened. And Igor is just looking over at Paul like, I can't believe that just fucking happened. Going to just go over and just be like, I congratulate you. I would be, of course, willing to be one of your first advisors in anything as somebody who has much experience leading my own tribe. I feel like I would offer quite a greater deal of experience in helping you with our greater tribe of Riverbed. And Caleb's gonna be like, well, gee, thanks, man. Yeah, sure could use you and your brother, yeah. It'd be great to have all of you as advisors. And so somebody's like, all right, this guy's the chief, and like brings over this big staff. Like, this is now yours, Chief Caleb. And everybody's like,
Anwar is going to fire off some pyrotechnics into the sky as like Chief Caleb wins, like big celebration.
Chief Caleb wins.
And yeah, and then we gotta go into like a Return of the Jedi kind of like evening celebration. Got all sorts of people banging on drums, playing all sorts of instruments, stuff like that. People are getting married, like, bring out the rum, like all sorts of stuff going on. Having some
Well,
fun
Dad,
doing that stuff.
congratulations. Now we're going to leave for an indeterminate amount of time. Indeterminate
Time?
amount of time. Stay tough out here.
You're what?
Yep, cross-country visit. Oh, God. This could be bad.
Dude, what did you do?
Here, Richard, here's a bushel of back knives just for you. Oh, goodness.
Well,
It was a bad feeling, gang.
If only
It'll be
someone
fine.
saw this coming.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Huh?
Pinky's gonna come over being like, all right, we start tonight.
I mean,
all right.
fortunately, everyone seems pretty chill about it, right? Except for creepy Miss Mulder, right?
A big chunk of the audience is shocked, but also like, I guess you would see a number of warriors will like step forward one by one to be like, just they'll have like rings or bands of some kind to just be like, I swear by this that I will protect my chief and you know, and fight as he commands.
He's gonna die.
After all of those come through, Hunter's going to like bellow out using thaumaturgy to like make the big bellow, just like a barbarian victory cry, and get people into like start whipping them up into a.
All right,
into a mosh.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check for that. I guess you can go ahead and have advantage with your thaumaturgy thing, because I like that flavor. Yeah, you get people into a thing, and yeah, next thing you know, it's things are looking borderline scary with how everybody's like, yeah.
And then I'm going to go. I know there would have been different people within the resistance, and within Stimgarden that I had talked to about like you should be on the council when Caleb like does his like when Caleb wins. But I also want to spend the rest of the night before conking out, kind of finding those people within the other tribes, like who needs to be on this council to make sure everyone's voice is heard.
Okay. So we'll have you doing a bit of that, and we'll have a bit of that for later. Last
That can
thing I
be
want to do
off camera.
yeah, last thing I want to do tonight, because I'm starting to run out of steam a bit, but I've got enough for one more scene where we've got Chimera eventually at the end of the night go to her ex-husband who's waiting at the gate.
I got some popcorn. One sec.
I mean, I could sneak out of here.
You could. Do you stand him up or do you talk with him? We don't have to RP all of it. You could like TLDR if you want to do that too. It's up to you.
I think she would meet him head on in hopes that maybe she couldn't get Keon and Luke to like maybe go home while she tells him about everything.
Okay. So yeah, he'd probably be like, "Hey, wait, where are they going?" And you're probably saying like, "No, they're going. Like we're just talking now," kind of thing. Is that?
Yeah, like this
Okay.
is me and you. We're discussing what all fucking happened, and it's a shocker.
Yeah. Also, haven't seen our son all day.
Funny thing about that is that it's not funny at all. He died a few months ago.
He what? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know where to reach you.
Well, maybe if you had stayed at the dang house where I've been delivering money to you, you'd know the return address.
Yeah, perhaps.
So you let our son die.
I let a whole lot worse happen.
Like what? He's just immediately dropping into like you've seen him when he gets really angry, and that's where he's at. He's at like the place where he's scary angry.
Kieran was taken by your Empire friends. Did you
Okay,
know
well,
that?
No, she's here now.
Because I went and got her.
You went down to Gangleton? I didn't even know that none of my friends from the Empire took her.
Do you know what's at Fort Motra?
Do I know what's there? No. It's like some prison or something.
Well, she was there. And they experimented on her.
Well, how did you let them get her too?
She was going after you. Because you left.
I wasn't like leaving for good. I tried to make that clear to you. I was doing this for the family.
I didn't get that memo.
And if we had just kept lines of communication open, then she could have known where I was. And if you had just given me Jeff from the beginning like I asked for, then he wouldn't be dead right now.
You're right. And I know
I'm
that.
right.
Yes.
Yeah. So, he's dead.
He's dead.
And why is he dead?
Because he was chasing after his sister. At his age, somebody found him and they gave him
They gave him the tools to go and blow something up.
Who did that?
The problem is that I have no proof yet. That's what I've been trying to do for the majority of the day, was try to get proof.
During the day? You were playing games during the day. Besides that, the only other time
Pardon me, when I went to the bar.
You went to the tavern.
I went to the tavern.
Who were
So
you looking for? Who were you looking for in the tavern? What kind of proof were you looking to get?
You're not gonna believe me. I more or less tracked the lead down to somebody who was within the rebellion, and I thought I narrowed it down to one particular source. During the Day of the Dead festival, I communed with our son, and he gave me reason to go to his grave to check on his body. And this is where it gets weird. Something bit him. Aside from everything else, there was bite marks on his neck. Do you know anything about that?
Marks.
Bite
Do I
marks.
know anything about bite marks on...
You've been working
my
with the fucking
son?
Empire. Why? I'm asking questions. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know anything about bite marks. And it's... He's like gonna drag you further away from like any other potential voices. And it's no surprise to me that it's somehow connected with some kind of rebellion scum. The Empire was always our friend. They protected people.
You should see what the Empire did to your daughter.
She looks fine.
She has fucking tentacles spewing out of her back.
What?
Yeah. Your friends did that.
No,
Your
those are-
precious fucking Empire did that.
I don't believe you.
That they did it or that she has it?
That they did it. There must be some reason for it. There must be some. Did she get caught up with that resistance too? Is that what it was? You turned her into an enemy of the Empire? That's the only reason why they do something like that. They don't do that to people like me. They wouldn't have done it to the kids if they just joined me. You turned the kids away from the Empire, and look what happened. They're now deformed and dead. As I see it, you have no right to be their mother anymore. Who's the one that you're suspicious of? I'll take it from here.
I don't think you will. I'm taking care of this.
Oh, and I'm just supposed to sit here and do nothing?
You did fuck all for the past few years, didn't you?
I didn't know my son was dead!
No, but you left him. You would have left.
I
you
wanted to
left
bring him. I wanted to bring him with me, and you wouldn't let me bring him with me.
Correct, but you left me to tell our daughter what? That you prized your son over her. That you didn't want her. That Daddy decided to take your brother and go. Why?
It's
Why?
complicated. She was. I don't know how to deal with girls' stuff. It was easier for me to take the boy with me. I don't understand her as well. She was better fit with you.
This poor response. I think we're done for the night, though.
Hmm.
Where are you staying?
I don't know. I thought I was coming home.
Well, you're not. The tavern's good. Just, I'll find
I've
you
g-
when I have something.
I've got money. I'll find a place.
Good for you.
And yeah, if you want to say we're done for the night, fine. But we're
I
not
do.
done. We're not done until whoever killed our son is buried in the ground.
It's the one thing we can agree on.
Good. Then don't cut me out of this. You know who you suspect. And if you don't fill me in, I'm just gonna have to start digging on my own.
Look, I'll keep you posted. Turn it, I'm gonna walk away.
I'm sorry about what I said. About you not being their mother.
To that, it's just the back and that, like... Just keep walking.
Alright. And I think that's where we're gonna call it for tonight.
Hammy. Damn.
Did you have one more thing?
I
Brian?
wanted one. I know this kind of breaks the tone a little bit, but earlier when like everyone was getting whipped up into the barbarian rage and everything, and like Pa's life is possibly in danger.
Yeah.
Anwar is gonna find his father,
Okay.
and he'll say, "So, you remember that gun we found?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
Anwar.
Yeah, we need to. Let's give that to Caleb.
Okay.
Just as extra protection.
Sounds like a plan.
That's it. That's the whole scene.
Alrighty.
Oh
go.
man. Whoo.
Boy, some fun stuff this episode, huh?
That's an episode, huh?
Man.
Really great episode for my throat. Was just
Yeah.
all
of gravel.
all
Yeah,
gravel
Richard,
voices.
again,
today.
hey, thank you. You did
Yeah.
it. You DM through all that. Sid's still recovering.
Thank you.
Sid's
You good,
crawling
Sid?
up into frame.
You good? You good, buddy?
Stuck.
Oh,
All right.
Will Sid get out? Find out next week,
Find
maybe?
out
Nope,
next
she's out.
time.
Okay. All right. Bye, stream. We'll see everybody next week.
Bye, stream.